And we are live. What is going on, people? Welcome to the NBA Draft Lottery Show edition, the first edition. This is a very special day for as a repeat, as a fan of the Knicks. This is like, we're used to this. We're always in this thing every year, so it's
Repeat
always
offender.
we're
For
repeat
now.
offenders.
For now.
We're used to, this is a very very high anxiety day, lottery day, especially the last 7 years. But we're here. This is the NBA Draft Lottery Show, live from the Off the Ball Network, and I got a lot of people here, man. We got a whole crew today. A couple new faces, and we'll introduce them. But guys, we're here. The NBA Draft Lottery is about to start in about 15 minutes or so, and
Roughly, yeah.
we got Knicks fans representing. We got Atlanta Hawks. We got Chicago Bulls. We got the whole crew out here. So I'm excited for people to see the heartbreak of me when we get like the fifth pick the Knicks, and and see my face and a couple of my other fellow Knicks fans. But this is going to be fun to see the reaction. This is something I really wanted to do, to get a reaction, to see how where our teams pick, and so I'm excited about this. But before that, guys, let's introduce ourselves. We'll start with the new guys. Coach, we got Coach, and we got Kieran. They're members of the Off the Boat Network. I'm proud. I'm happy that they're about it. Also, Edgar is here too. He was on the last show. He's also helping out with the Off the Boat Network. So, guys, just introduce yourselves to the crew and to everyone else that's watching. Coach,
Go ahead, Coach.
we got two coaches. Man.
So, all right. Coach Five, host of Coach Five's Candy Corner. Check me out on YouTube. Avid Knicks fan since ever. Avid Met fan, Giant fan. I talk it all. I cook great barbecue. I do what I do.
Kieran,
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kieran, West Coast over here from Oregon, so big Blazers fan.
your team's in the playoffs, so
Yeah, no, we're not really involved in the lottery, but hoping to get a dub against the Lakers this
Yeah.
night, I think. Yeah.
yeah, man, because we
Right
tired
after
of
the
Laker
lottery.
Nation. They cry too much. Yeah, they be keep
Oh, yeah,
crying,
man.
man. Yeah.
Kinda
What's going on,
comes from a
Edgar?
certain player's team.
Yeah.
What's up,
sure.
man?
What's up, Edgar? What's going on? You hooping? I hear you
Look,
hooping,
you
bro.
hooping. I actually just finished.
There you go. I'm jealous.
Nice.
Yeah. My name is Edgar. I go by New Tape City on Twitter. I'm part of the Off the Ball podcast crew and Knicks Fan TV. I've been a long time Knicks fan, suffering for years.
I love your work, man.
I hope today we get some good news. Even though I don't really expect it, but I hope. I'm praying. If we get that number one pick, I'm getting a tattoo, a Knicks tattoo.
Exactly, bro. Me too. We all getting tatted up.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Coach Couch, the other coach.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
going on, bro?
I'm good, man. Enjoying this draft lottery.
Yeah.
Go Bulls. See red. I'm ready. It's
you
feel like
ready.
2008. It's feel like 2008.
Oh man, you getting those D.
Let's beat the odds. Yes, indeed.
You had that year was like point like it was
One
like
1%.
right?
Yeah, it was 1%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Jelani, what's going on, man? Hawks Nation.
What's going? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? Sorry, my camera lagging a little bit. But
Okay.
yeah, we're here representing Hawks Nation. Like I said, we're up and coming. We got a lot of young kids on the block. Looking to add another one. Not too sure which one we're gonna add. I'm looking for a stretch four, but hopefully we just have some type of luck. Not looking, to have an 8th and 10th pick again. Hopefully we're going somewhere around that 1 to 3. But
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jeff?
we got the
going on,
VP in the building. Huh? Can you hear us, Jeff? Oh, you got some So before we, there he is. What's going on, Jeff?
How's it going, guys?
Good. We're just doing a few intros before we get into some talk. Steven, what's going on, bro? The newest member of the Off the Bolt Network.
Man, and proud new member. I appreciate y'all having me. You know, unfortunately, we kind of had to put things on hold at all aspects, but you know, I said it was a bittersweet day because I just get to be with y'all more, man, and y'all have treated me so well, and appreciate the opportunity just to put in some good work with you fellas. You know, I don't really have a dog in this fight. Since I started covering the NBA, I kind of drifted away from being a team fan and more of like a player fan. Mm-hmm. And I'm just excited overall to see where the odds go, so I can get a mock draft up.
Yeah, for sure. And VP Jeff, what's going on, my man?
Oh, not much, man. I just came in from a little vacation this week. I'm glad to see some new faces on there. Some guys I haven't worked with yet. This is super exciting.
Yeah. We got a lot of the crew here. And it's an exciting time, Jeff. Your Chicago Bulls. You know, I know Couch's he's feeling real optimistic about his team, but you know, it's, man, like I said, it's always exciting lottery time, you know, to see, who's gonna pick where. Obviously, last year we saw the way the lottery went, and you know, the Lakers getting 4, and then obviously, you know, the devastation of the Knicks getting 3, and then it's crazy. You see the two.
I'm gonna have to step out real quick, guys. Hang on.
All good. All the two biggest markets get 4 and 3, and then you see the two smallest markets get 1 and 2. It's crazy how that panned out. You would think the NBA, you know, they would want, you know, Zion and Ja to go to the big markets, but it's crazy how that fall. But what are your expectations today? Where do you think your team's gonna fall? You know, in the lottery, you know, Couch, what do you think about your Bulls? Are you thinking number one all the way?
Realistic. Well, in my mind, I want the number 1 pick, but normally, what's probably going to end up happening, like we've had the last few years, we'll get the 7th pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Jelani? How do you feel about your Atlanta Hawks? You think he's messed up? You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
My fault. Got you.
It happens to the best of us, bro.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. I know. You know, I'm just hoping that we do better or fall, you know, somewhere closer to that 1 to 3. I'm not too high. Like, we don't ever get the number 1 pick. I think we only maybe a few times in history. I'm just hoping, like I told Couch before we got on, we don't pull no, you know, Marvin Williams CP3 type stunt. Other than that,
Marvin Williams still playing in the league, though.
Yeah, I'm saying no. Marvin Williams was solid pickup, but you know, you just
So CP3.
It's that Tar Heels. You don't draft Tar Heels, man. You know them Tar Heels can't
Well,
play.
that's why I was saying with Coach, me and Coach are both Tar Heel fans. It was like, we know you a Dookie. We don't.
Yeah,
we don't talk about that.
You know,
we don't talk about the Dookies. Yeah, but that's what we're talking about.
Duke
Like,
puts one out every once in a while.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Once in a while, yearly.
yeah.
Like,
Get it
now it's
right.
starting to- now it's
Especially the
starting to
last
become
10 years,
yearly.
man.
Oh, they get drafted, but I mean,
Yeah. Now they had a little slump. They starting to get yearly now. Of course, you know Ingram.
Oh, yeah.
Fanning,
you're right.
Fanning.
Like now it's starting to come, but like before that, JJ Redick was last one I knew that was like really predominant coming out of of that side of North Carolina.
What about Sheldon Williams?
what about
Hey,
him?
we don't talk
yeah,
about
no,
him.
yeah. We can move
What
on,
about
we can move
Jabari
on.
Parker?
We can move on.
Right.
Thank you, Steven.
Right.
Thank you, Steven.
We still owe him money. He's still on our payroll, probably.
He pulled off a heist, didn't he?
It's knees, man.
Did he?
It's knees, man.
He did.
He's on everybody's payroll. He's on our payroll this past year too. I forgot we traded him to the Kings.
Yeah. No, but when he plays, he does his thing. when
He was
plays.
playing for us. Like when he was,
It's like,
yeah,
like Jaleel Okafor.
yeah,
Like Jaleel
exactly.
Okafor. It's the same thing.
When they healthy, they produce, but
Exactly.
how often are they healthy? That's what it is.
That's the thing. It's not.
If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
See, that's why I got Steven aboard.
That's
That's,
it,
why
that's
I bring it to the off the ball. Man. I
That's
need
a
whatever he just said.
redneck proverb.
I need. Yeah, that's
I need that on the
Redneck
shirt.
proverb.
That's
I need that on the
Arkansas
shirt.
slang, yeah.
I need that on the shirt.
We need that as a shirt. We need to get on that before
For
we can get on
Christmas,
there, for sure.
at least.
So my Knicks fans, how we feeling, man? What's the feeling right now, man? Because I'm nervous as hell. I can't sleep. I didn't sleep. I've cold sweats. You know, all them feelings, man. How we feeling?
I want the number one pick, but realistically, being a Knicks fan and all the bad stuff that tends to happen with us, all the bad luck, I could see us going 9 or 8 or something like that.
That would happen.
I'm gonna hope for the 1, but I don't expect the 1. I don't even expect top 3, to be honest. But hey, if we get top 1, like I said, I'm getting a tattoo, and I'll streak right now.
We're streaking through the gymnasium.
Oh man.
Right now, I don't care. We get the number 1 pick, I'll streak, and I'll start yelling, "Let's go Knicks!"
Y'all gonna see me. I'm a wilding out.
Well, wait. I want to ask the Knicks because the Knicks fans have been turned up today on my Twitter. I had no idea.
Man, we all over the place
I
today.
had no idea this lottery world that y'all lived in. It's been interesting. So you want the number 1 pick? Is there a guy out there that you all have your mind on, or you just want the option? I see.
I just want the option, man, because there's so many options. I just want to be able to have the option to have the option. You know,
That's right.
I'm probably the only one here that is not really caring about the number 1 pick. I'm not.
All right,
We're projected 6 to 8. We got a great new coaching staff. We got great new development. Well, whoever we get, give him 2 to 3 seasons. He's gonna be something.
And you're good.
I'm not really worried about all this number 1 pick stuff.
I'm on board with
I've been
that.
talking
I'm on
about
board.
it all
I just want
day.
the number 1 pick. I just want the number.
Just to say, yeah, I was thinking
It's
New
just that-
York
it's just to
fans
have
wanted
number
to
one
have
pick.
it.
Right.
Yeah, just say,
I'm
oh, we got the
resting
number
well.
1.
I'm
Right.
sipping Henny after this. You know.
Have something that they've won.
Well, you know what's cool about that, right? Is that
only
you have the
reason-
option to trade down and stuff too, right? So
That's
like you
exactly.
could
It gives
potentially
us-
get
it
more
gives us
picks.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
Assets.
I mean, it's always nice to get, but I'm not losing sleep over it this time. You know what I mean?
Not
Sometimes
this
it's
year.
just like,
Not
if
like
we get
last
it,
year.
great.
Right.
Right.
I'm
There's a minute and a
hoping
half
for
left
at
of
least
this
the 4.
Milwaukee game.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping at least for the 4. Just to be
Yeah.
fair, I'm hoping for the 4.
Top 4 would be fine. I think.
Yeah.
I think I would.
I'm rooting for LaMelo. I want LaMelo if we get a
Okay.
if we get a top
I hear
pick.
that. I hear
Oh
that.
yeah. I want him too. As a Bulls fan, pause.
Melo. You want him too, Coach?
Yeah, I would like him in the fold. Right.
Him and Kobe White. I mean,
Yeah,
It's
that
a
would be
wrap.
solid backcourt.
That's
Right.
But-
It'd be solid. You're right.
And y'all got Zach Levine.
Is
Gotta get
anybody
rid of
else
Chris
like
Dunn, though.
not that high on LaMelo? Is anybody else in here not
I'm
that
like
high
real.
on him?
I'm real. I don't know.
I think he's so. I think he's so good, man. I think.
I mean, in this draft, he's probably like he's for sure got to be a top 3 dude. But I don't
Yeah.
know, man. Like when you think
Like
about
overall.
number 1 picks, like I don't. He's got so much left to prove in my eyes. Like defensively, he's
But a lot
he's
of
a
them-
0. Well,
Yeah.
no, right. And I'm saying though, like if the Knicks get him right, and no offense, but y'all are in a spot to where y'all have to make someone marketable and a star in a hurry, right? You know.
LaMelo,
Yeah,
damn,
you all think
damn,
it's like-
LaMelo. That's the guy.
Well,
You know the
right.
I don't.
But I don't.
Bees.
He's a terrific passer, right? Like that's the thing, but his shooting is not like an elite level
You all
shooter
think
or a
LaMelo's
defender.
The consensus got to be number 1 no matter what team, or do you think there's a consensus no matter who gets the first pick, they're going first?
I don't know. Like it depends on who gets them. Like if because Golden State, no one's brought them up yet. They can mess around and get this number 1 pick,
Golden
right?
State can do a
Right.
lot of things. They can
And
do
right.
a lot of ways.
They can mess around and get this pick, and I don't think that Melo goes there. I
No.
mean, if Minnesota
No.
gets it, I don't think he goes there.
What's up,
Chicago, if they get the pick, I don't think that you go that route, man, because like y'all need wing size and defensive capability
yeah.
there more than a guard, right? Atlanta,
Yeah.
I don't think that y'all need them either. Y'all probably need more of the same thing as Chicago, right? Like y'all need wing help and athleticism.
Yeah, I'm going
And-
for 4.
Right.
The
So-
intriguing and the guy who I look at that's potential. Wiseman. I think he'll be great on like we talked about it on your part, Steven, where we look at him as far as he'll be the as far as him and Wendell Carter will be great together. That's almost I wouldn't say a modern day Twin Towers per se in a bizarre way.
We tried that once. We tried that once a few years ago, man.
Oh yeah.
And shout out to Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, but come on, I mean, skill set. I mean, come on. Like,
My guys.
Rasheed could step outside and do some stuff. Like, you ain't getting that with Curry.
Kieran, who's your top guys in this draft? Who do you liking in this draft?
You said
I
who?
think it's LaMelo. I have seen.
Melo?
I mean, it's tough with James and.
He's definitely the biggest name.
But
yeah.
But I've been hearing about Halliburton. I've been hearing about Kira Lewis.
Halliburton is nice.
Halliburton is nice.
Halliburton and Kira Lewis, I love both of those dudes.
Yeah, they're
man.
good. Yeah.
I think that they have the athleticism. I think they have the
points.
athleticism and the two-way ability, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
with the Melo, you're going to get a fine playmaker and passer, and he's going to make some highlight passes. But I mean, we've seen dudes promised with that ability before not really amount to much. Like, I mean, his brother for one, and he's a better defender than LaMelo is. Talking about Lonzo, and he's not really doing much. I mean, Ricky Rubio, like he was a dude that everyone thought was going to come in just because he makes pretty passes and change the game, and he's had a fine
Took
career.
him 20 years to do it.
Right. You see what I mean? Like, so I'm not high on LaMelo. Like, to me, he's a top 3 pick in this draft. But I mean, if you got the number 1 pick and you don't have to take him, I wouldn't be in a rush to get him just because of the pretty passing. You know what I mean? So, like, that's
What are
just my
y'all
take
thoughts
on him.
Maxey? Nah, good
On
stuff,
who?
Steven. What are your thoughts on the other Tyrese, Maxey?
Maxey?
Maxey is good.
I like Maxey. Maxey. Yeah.
I actually like Quickly a little bit better than Maxey, though, on that team.
Really?
I think Quickly is a little bit better of
Emmanuel
a
Quickly?
off guard. Yeah.
Yeah. I have him more like in the second round quickly, but I mean, he's definitely. That's the thing in this draft, in particular, it's crazy. Like if you go through like your prospects 30 to like 70 to like 80, you can literally just bunch them around and put them like. I've seen guys who have guys ranked like in the 70s, and other guys have them ranked in the 30s. It's crazy just the depth of this draft and just the wide range of where guys can go. This is one of the few drafts where there's guys, everyone's range is all over the place.
Real quick before this game ends, how much do you guys think that not having the NCAA tournament changed the
I was going to
draft?
bring that up.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up.
More time for executives to scout, though.
Yeah.
The key, one of the guys who I think really suffered was Obi Toppin.
Yeah, he would have been the number 1 pick.
I think he would have because Dayton was going somewhere. No, because Dayton was going somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Especially as a connoisseur of the A10 tournament, that man was a beast. He was a man among boys in the A10.
Sure, man. He was killing it, man.
I think he's going to translate well to the league, man. I mean, he can mess around and be like a Montrezl Harrell type dude to me.
Yeah.
That's
energy, toughness.
This may be crazy, but I see a lot of Amari Stoudemire in his game offensively.
Interesting.
I mean, if you're getting comps to Amare and Montrezl Harrell,
but he's in that Amari. Like his explosiveness offensively is unreal. Like he is an explosive athlete who could create shots. And I know people get on it because of his age. He's technically an older player because he's 22, and
Because he's 22.
we see guys come.
oh my
in
gosh,
and-
he's done.
But like to me,
I got so much to say about that later, though.
Well, hey, I want to ask y'all about a guy that I don't really see on anyone's board, but when I watch this dude play, I don't know how he's not getting top 10 buzz, like for real. That's Cassius Winston out of Michigan State.
Yes.
Whoa. Steven, I saw that you put him in the top 10.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
it's not that I don't like him as a prospect, but top 10 is pretty high.
So watch his pick and roll. I mean, you have these dudes in the draft all the time where it's like, how did this dude fall so far? And we had the call, like, go back and watch his highlights. Go look him up on, if you can get Synergy. It's a website that gives you advanced statistics. He's an elite pick and roll ball handler, and he's a very capable defender. He's a little bit older. He stayed in Michigan State for like 4 years, so like that's like a crimson mark on a player. But man, Cassius Winston, I don't like if he doesn't get drafted. based on the other big boards and
He'll
stuff
get
like that I've
drafted.
seen, he may not be a first rounder, but don't be surprised if you see this dude become something because he's.
I don't know about a top 10 prospect. I don't know about that, but
I mean,
he's definitely a top 40 prospect for sure. I believe that.
And he's another one where the tournament hurt him as well because remember, Michigan State was kind of going through a certain situation. I think they went to the Elite Eight last year.
They beat
And
Duke.
Hey, I didn't mention that, but I'm glad you brought that up. But you think about it, if he would have had a nice run going to the Final Four and actually winning the national championship, you know, he could have been maybe a potential first round pick just off the strength of him winning the national championship.
I mean, he's a 50% finisher around the basket. He's about a 40% 3-point shooter. He's a good lead ball handler, and he's a capable defender. I don't know what else you look for in a point guard in the NBA, but I mean, he's got it all.
He does. No, he's definitely a solid prospect.
Real quick, shout out to Mo Murphy watching from the ship. Step
What's up, Mo?
Man.
What up, Mo? Yeah, what up, brah?
Miss Mo, yo, with his crazy Cowboys takes, man. I know he's hurting about his Cowboys with some injuries, man.
And LeBron. Oh, and LeBron.
losing the
Oh,
game.
boy.
Oh, man.
Big night for LeBron.
LeBron losing to Blazers.
Man,
Man.
Steph's got the cornrows on TV, guys.
Yeah, that's an L.
Wow.
That's an L, man. Now he took an L. I saw
Yeah,
that.
the iPad right here.
He got them jailhouse braids.
For real, bro.
It's crazy how you see like styles cycle like over and over again.
Oh yeah.
That's about like 10, 15 years late. Like,
Oh man.
They're trying to bring it back.
He looked like his head was on somebody Brady like that.
Like they did a face swap with somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
That is all kinds of shit right there. He looked like Ricky from Barbershop. If you really look.
Oh, wow, yes.
Yes.
He's done. Wow,
Oh my
It just popped up
goodness.
for me. I got it on my iPad, a little behind.
He drank that apple.
It's on in the back room, so I had to go and turn it up a bit. My bad.
He had to change his hair, man,
Yo,
because
Coach.
Damian Lillard took best
Coach
point guard in the
man, you
NBA.
got the whole setup, man. I love your setup right now. All
Yeah.
Knicks, everything, man. All Knicks to the team, man. I love it.
False
I
always
love
got a good setup, man. These videos are good.
Yeah, man. I love the intros
Oh,
too, man.
thank
You got
you.
the vibes, man. I got
sure
I
the vibes.
appreciate y'all.
The vibes, man.
Really. I gotta get y'all on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Most
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yo, it's a family affair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm getting nervous now.
Alright,
It's
Jay, I got-
8:37. Oh man. This what's the deputy commissioner, man? His smile whenever he picks the Knicks. I hate that smile, man. Yeah, I hate that. Man,
It's an evil laugh. The evil smile.
He's like the New York Knicks. I'm
The
like,
New York Knicks.
The New York Knicks.
the New York, and he does it with the New York Knicks. Like, bro, you know, you
Get
cheating too
somebody
hard,
else.
bro. Come on now, you
You
don't
look
get me
like
too
the
upset.
dude from he like the dude from Iron Chef. In the words of my uncle.
Y'all think so? Who's going to be the team that y'all think makes the New Orleans Pelicans jump in the lottery
Exactly.
this
It's
year?
always a surprising team. There's always a surprising team.
Yes.
Last year, the Pelicans had like I think a 5% chance last year of getting the
And it
number
just so happens that Anthony Davis was trying to leave.
yeah.
Coincidentally.
Just so happens.
They gonna give it to Jailbird Cornrows. Watch.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yep,
Honestly,
and then
I'm
you're going to
looking at
see
it
that
now.
pick and Wiggins go for somebody.
I think they'll trade that pick. To be honest, man, I think they're gonna
Oh,
trade
yeah.
that and try to get someone.
Yeah.
You know,
They get so many pieces.
they're in win now
Yeah, they
mode. Why? You know, they're gonna have to develop someone. Like I think they use that, and with Wiggins and you know the number one pick Wiggins and you know whatever capital, whatever else they have, and try to get someone else to win because they're win now mode.
They got 2 seconds this year too.
Yeah, I mean they got that number one pick is valuable, and Wiggins.
Yeah.
You know, someone will take Wiggins. I mean,
Oh yeah.
And people are buying second round picks nowadays too. So with
And
those
this
2
draft-
seconds and the
in this
first,
draft too, you can get a first round caliber player in the second round. So having
Right.
second round picks is super valuable. And as you see, as being the
They
Knicks,
are.
look, Mitchell Robinson was a second round pick, and
Yes, he
look,
was.
that's a value. Second round picks are valuable, and like
and still didn't start
still
for some
valuable.
reason.
Trier is still a great scorer for a young guy.
Yeah.
He still has some other parts of his game he has to wrap around. But dude, once he does, people will be talking about Alonzo Trier. And he was.
I wish they would have kept him, man. I wish they would have kept him around. It's undrafted.
Maybe not. I don't know if he was ready for what this is because I don't know what they thought this was.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he was a casualty of bad management.
Yeah.
Adam Silver always looks like he's up to something.
Sneaky good bastard.
Uh-oh.
So,
Hey, it looks like a James Bond
like
villain or
play.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say a Bond villain. That's exactly what I was thinking.
He looks like a Bond villain, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, it looks like a Bond
And
villain.
somebody
Hey,
tell
he's by far the best
Steffi look like
commissioner in
Alicia
sports, right?
Keys.
oh, he's doing a
He's by
great
far
job.
the best commissioner in sports. I mean,
Oh yeah, great.
all
The
the other
best.
commissioners need to take, notes from him.
The bar is kind of low, but still he's clearing it.
Yeah. Oh, look at you rocking the Portland jersey.
Rip City, baby. Rip City, baby. Let's
Real
go.
quick.
Rip City.
Oh, nice.
He was like,
Rip
yep.
City.
He's like, all these
Jordan
other
and went and changed at
the
halftime.
lottery. All these guys are waiting for the team lottery. I was waiting for Rip City for Dame time. He got the watch. Where's your
Rip
watch?
City.
Get the Dame time watch.
gonna do it
Too
quick.
bad he's though.
Dame
Game
time.
time, though.
To answer Steven question asked earlier, or Steven said earlier, who do you think would make the biggest jump? I honestly think, I don't know why, I'm thinking San Antonio.
Oh, wow.
Just because, you
I think
know,
it's Detroit, man.
Really?
No one ever talks about Detroit.
They don't.
I know, right?
I mean, let's see.
Or Cleveland can easily just get the first.
No, they don't deserve it. They don't.
They
deserve
don't.
it.
I'm saying, like,
They don't.
I'm
They
easily.
don't
Real
deserve
quick though, how are we 2 years away from the greatest 4-year rivalry we've ever seen, and now Cleveland and Golden State can get the first pick? What happened? What happened?
Right.
Well, a superstar left, and then superstars got hurt.
Superstar got hurt, but still, it blows my mind. I look and I'm like, what?
That's a quick turnaround, man.
Yes.
Instant.
Turn around.
I can
Everything
see
You
else
can't
is
let
like
Golden
that.
State though mess around and get that pick, man, because they can mess around and draft someone like Wiseman.
Wiseman, yes.
I know everyone.
They really
I know a
just
lot
need
of
a
people
big.
are high
I
on
like
Yeka.
yeah.
But
For that team, yes.
Yeah.
Because he can spread the
Wiseman
floor.
or Onyeka Okongwu would be perfect for them.
Yeah.
They could use those
Yep.
two types of bigs. Those
because
are-
they can
Onyeka
draft
and
They can
them,
spread the
or
floor.
they can trade and get another star. Like
exactly.
Exactly.
They're in a good spot no matter
They're
what.
good regardless.
They're in a
even
good
if they don't
spot.
get number one, like if
Exactly.
they get the second or the third.
Yeah,
They're good.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fine no matter what. They still got Steph. They got Clay coming back. Draymond.
Draymond.
They're
Pascal.
gonna be fine. Pascal, with the kid
Oh,
from
Yeah.
from Villanova.
Yeah.
They got last year.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
He's nice.
He got Draymond tendencies.
Yeah, he's very Draymond-ish. He's got the Draymond body
Well,
too.
play
so.
style wise, not
Yeah.
attitude wise.
Yeah.
And then you got Wiggins, who's a middle class version of Harrison Barnes.
Oh my god, he is though, right? They're like the same player, right? They frustrate the hell out of you.
Right.
He wants to grow up to be like Chris Middleton.
It's Chris, man.
He needs 4 more years. He needs 4 more years to be like Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Really.
I just heard
Chris Middleton is feeling the pressure right now, man.
Mhm.
I just heard Van
Yeah.
Vliet was going to get $20 million next year. So
Van Vliet can get whatever he wants,
He's-
man.
it's-
He's
it's-
feeling
yeah.
it.
$20 million.
stock-
Might be
he's
in
Stock is
Chicago,
rising.
too. Might be in
Right.
stock is
Chicago.
rising, man. He's a good player though. He's a really good
He
basketball
could literally
player.
fit on any team.
Sure.
Literally
It's a
any
perfect
team.
fit.
He's a good fit for any team. I mean, even for the Knicks, I mean, a guy to have him alongside, with RJ, help facilitate the offense,
And can
and
defend the one or the two.
He could defend a little bit. He could make some big shots too. Create his
Yeah,
own shot
off
at
ball,
5'11". In fact, off the ball. See, no pun intended, right?
Pun.
No,
Hey.
cheap plug.
Oh,
Hey man, own it.
Here's
Oh,
a,
I got to trademark that.
I saw this today. Last 3 lottery picks for the San Antonio Spurs were Tim Duncan, Robinson, and Sean Elliott.
They're all pretty decent.
I'm like, they did all right.
They did
Yeah.
okay.
Let me ask you. Do you guys notice off the top of your head? When was the last time that team that was actually favored to win the lottery won the lottery? I don't know if you guys know that.
I know
can't-
Cleveland did for sure.
Oh,
Cleveland or Philadelphia had to get it one year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philadelphia never got the number 1 pick, though, no?
Oh, really?
They never got the number 1 pick.
Did they not?
No,
They did. They had Fultz.
No,
They had
yeah.
Fultz.
They traded to get it.
They
Yeah,
traded
yeah.
to get
Yeah.
it. They didn't originally have
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's right. Because Boston had the number 1 pick. That's right.
Boston
Because
had
Boston
it.
had it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Man,
right.
could you imagine Tatum with Philly?
Oof.
Yo,
That might have actually been very-
Philly could have took Porzingis instead of Lil Okafor, and they could have had Tatum over Fultz. Think about that. Think about that.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh. I'm trying to look back to
The
see.
process
Hey, y'all could
was
have had
the
some
picks
good
again.
Now,
players too.
if you put Tatum with Porzingis and Embiid,
Steven had to say.
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm saying, so you had to slip that one in there.
You can slip that in.
that would
Tatum and
actually be.
Embiid is scary.
I know.
Oh yeah,
but come on,
Boston
I
would
wanna
have. Yeah, Boston would have been down 0-2 if they had that lineup, for sure. For
I
sure.
wanted to ask the Knicks fans real quick. Which young player are y'all most excited
Boston
about on
wouldn't
y'all
be,
team?
or Philly wouldn't be
Mitchell
sixth.
That's
yeah,
true.
the most excited
Or
y'all
fifth,
are about the
whatever.
young
Right.
players on y'all team. Like,
Mitch.
who's,
Mitch and
who excites y'all the
RJ,
most?
RJ.
Mitchell Robinson, man.
Mitch is
Mitchell Robinson.
special though, man. Defensively,
How's that dude
what-
not start all year?
Listen,
Because it was because Fizdale was a dummy.
Well,
Well,
and
Fizdale was there for, what do you say, coach? A cup of coffee? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, a cup of coffee. Yeah, he had a cup of
that's
coffee.
how
She got,
long-
Not to
yeah.
get in foul trouble a lot toward the early part of the season. So
Yeah.
he get quick fouls and then have to
Yeah,
sit.
that was his issue too. Is he's so raw that he's still learning how to
Yeah.
play defense.
And he's very exuberant, so he'll jump, and even when he don't want
He'll
to.
have 2 fouls in the first 4 minutes, and he'll be done.
Exactly.
That was
Exactly.
that's the only. But if they get a veteran, like they had last year with what's his
Taj?
face?
Taj.
Not Todd.
That's
Yeah,
what they
Taj
were
Gibson,
trying
yeah.
to do,
Randy?
and that's
Yeah.
why his minutes were sacrificed. But this
With
year, I
DeAndre
think
Jordan
he
last
would be on the court.
Oh, yeah,
we had DeAndre last year. Had that guy who could teach him how to, because they're very similar, long guys. You know,
Well, but DeAndre
having
was a
that-
punk ass. I would agree with
Well,
Cam.
Jordan just would teach him, hey man, jump. Like that's what
but teach
DeAndre
him
would
how
teach
to
him.
block
Just jump.
shots and not always go after, because he's so raw athletically that he would just reach
Right.
because he's so gifted. Here we go. Are they going?
They're talking about the odds right now. Like
Getting close.
I'm
All
excited
right.
about
Oh
Knicks.
boy.
I'm
so
trouble
nervous.
because My TV's in the other room.
Oh, my
so y'all
God.
didn't have to tell me.
Here we go. With the
Oh,
14th
God.
pick-
Starting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the 14th pick,
Oh,
the
damn.
Boston Celtics.
Okay.
So the Boston Celtics have the 14th pick.
Cool,
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I
I'm
can't
on
even
my
stay
iPad.
still,
I'm
man.
extra behind. They still talking.
man,
about
Boston can mess around and get a really
Yeah,
good
me
dude
too,
at
Joe.
14
Yes,
in
and
the
they
draft.
draft very
I
well.
must be on
Right.
the time delay because I just got
The
that
New Orleans
intel.
Pelicans
Well,
have the 13th pick.
Treasure Langdon.
12th pick. The Sacramento Kings with the 12th
Oh,
pick.
thank God. Okay.
oh, good.
Oh, you're beating my
Dang, we're on
TV.
12 already.
De'Aaron Fox.
Man, I only see 14 on my TV.
Come
San
on,
Antonio
Melo.
Spurs
Quick, dude.
Come on, Melo.
got the 11th
Spurs.
pick. With the
Still
10th pick
good.
in the- Oh man.
Wow, I might as well just turn it off and wait for y'all.
Yeah, Chris is in that really east time zone.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm still on
Phoenix
school.
Suns.
You got
they
top
haven't
10.
said one for me yet. I'm on the iPad.
With the
I'm
9th
looking
pick.
at 14.
The Washington Wizards.
Yes, Wizards. yes.
Oh.
All right,
Oh,
moving.
God,
I
this is
like
scary
it.
right now.
Oh,
Right,
God.
scary. Oh, the 8th pick. Oh no!
What happened?
No, the Knicks. Oh,
The Knicks
God.
got 8?
No. You got to be kidding me.
What I said, 16.
That means someone's
I've been
jumping
saying
high.
6 to
Someone's
8
Someone's
jumping
jumping.
high.
Detroit.
Chicago's in the top 4. Chicago's in the top 4. We got the
Detroit. Oh, Jesus. You got to be
Detroit
kidding me.
get. Detroit got who?
I'm still behind.
Atlanta has the 6th pick. Atlanta has the 6th pick.
Oh,
Someone's jumping real high.
And
the
the
Bulls
5th
might
pick,
get that number one.
We got
Cavaliers.
The 8th pick?
Cavaliers,
Yeah,
all right.
We got,
Oh my
dude,
God.
Edgar, we got the 8th pick, bro.
Oh my God.
Right, Doherty.
I said 6 to 8 all day. I'm not sad.
So
You still
we
make
suck
a good
again.
pick. Gotta
We
make
suck
Wait,
again.
look at me. See this nonsense? I told y'all.
So the top
That
4.
makes no sense.
The top 4 is Chicago,
That was a Chicago in the top 3.
Chicago,
Woo!
Minnesota, Golden State.
Golden State, dude.
I told y'all Golden State.
Why do they hate us? Edgar, why do they hate us? Why do the
I
NBA
don't-
gods hate us?
I don't
Coach,
know.
why do they
I
hate
don't know
us?
what we did. I don't know.
Maybe y'all just need to give them a year to show that this new regime is gonna, you know, turn it around for you guys. You know what I mean?
Big, bro. I'm tired. Oh. Damn.
Oh,
Crazy, bro.
Every year is the same.
oh
nonsense.
my God.
How we get
Stay
the
in
third
bottom
best chance
four
by
of the
6?
league
In
and end
Minnesota,
up with
too.
the top 8.
Listen, I probably won't even see a #1 pick in my lifetime at this point.
So
That might be a good thing, though,
That's
Edgar.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to, at least you don't have to spend money on the tattoo.
That might be a good thing. You may
Always
not
gotta
ever
see the
one.
bright
You know what
side.
I mean?
Damn, bro.
You gotta save yourself the money and pain.
You know
When
what?
was the last
Oh.
time? When was the last time?
It comes down to this. It comes down to this. You know, I'm in pain. I'm hurting.
Yeah. Listen,
Emotionally-
I'm annoyed. I am a
last
little
time we
annoyed.
drafted at 8. Last time we drafted at 8.
It's-
Guess
it's
who
not-
we got?
We got
Kevin
Knox.
What if Charlotte gets
Kevin
it?
Knox.
What if Charlotte gets it, guys?
But I'm not-
Jordan.
That can be something that can happen.
I'm not.
He gonna mess it up.
Jordan
He gonna mess it up. He gonna mess it up.
You think you're gonna pull another Adam Morrison?
Finally got people
Probably.
in the corner, bro. Give him this year.
You're gonna draft Tilly out of Gonzaga, #1 overall?
Right.
Morrison's one of the worst picks ever. I'm sorry. I hate to be rude to a player, but man, that's bad.
No, go ahead, man.
That was
You
a
know,
bad
you
pick.
know what, man?
Listen, though, am I crazy?
Oh my God, guys, I'm so nervous. My stomach.
You
Oh
are the
my
only
God.
one in this.
Yeah, you
You're the only one in this
still
room right now who's
Oh.
got a chance.
Exactly.
Oh,
I forgot all about that.
oh my God. Guys, I'm literally like so nervous, like shaking. I'm about to turn red. Like I'm so
Well, bro.
nervous. Dog.
Bro, you won out though. I mean, top 4 for you guys is still
Exactly.
like
Yes,
even if y'all don't
absolutely.
get #1.
Right.
Solid. You already won.
We're good, right?
I
get
might
like
sound
the
crazy
50.
right now. But for some strange reason, I feel like with the pick that we got from the Clippers, I feel like we're gonna draft a more solid player than we are at 8 for some reason, like we did with Mitch. I don't know.
New
I'm just-
regime. I gotta see.
Damn.
New regime. I gotta see.
You know what? It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. We just gotta worry about Couch and make sure his blood pressure is good.
Come on,
Yeah.
coach.
I don't want him to get a heart attack on live.
Well, him and Jeff, right?
Woo,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Jeff over here too, sweating all quiet.
Couch is about to have a heart attack.
Yeah, VP just like.
Man, hey.
Keeping it cool.
I don't get his tense. I don't get his tense on the NBA lobby because
I
I've
just
seen
saw
teams
somebody
get burnt so
slam
many
their
times.
phone on the ground.
Wow.
Knicks fan.
Hope he got insurance.
I hope it was a burner.
Hope he got insurance.
He knows it's a Knicks fan.
He going right to the store tomorrow. Excuse me.
I was a therapist.
Y'all sold
in
me
New
this
York,
phone
I'd be
like
making
this?
so much money.
It was in the box like this.
Nah, they're gonna already know what it was for.
It's
That's
gonna
like
be in a little
lottery.
cardboard box with handwritten, just
They
says
gonna come
phone
in like
on the
this.
box.
Are you a Knicks fan? No refunds.
Hey, if you take it to
Right.
Walmart, he might get a new phone for free.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
They'll give him,
Eighth pick, man. Oh my goodness.
That's solid.
Who's
So we didn't get
who's eighth on my board? Who's eighth
I
on
might
my
not be that mad about 6. I was expecting. Obviously, we still have
Hey,
to
you
have the
got
third
Trey
best
Young at
chance,
least,
but
bro.
I'm just because I think 6. We still have like I want Obi or Anika, and I think one of them.
That's
can
where I have
possibly-
Cassius Winston. I'm just saying.
One of them can possibly fall to 6. So I mean, we don't need a guard. Obi or Anika. One of those two. Yeah.
Onyeka? Yeah.
Yeah, Onyeka, my fault. Those are the two that I was wondering anyway, and I think one of those will come to us
I hope
anyway.
they take Obi Toppin. Get some offense on the team. Damn, man. All right, we got the top 4. Chicago, the Minnesota Timberwolves,
Man, I need to get y'all's
the Hornets.
set up.
man.
Yeah, I know.
I still see LeBron James warming up right now.
I have a Patrick Mahomes
extra
commercial
fast,
going on.
extra fast internet, so I can get the results before.
We got Golden State, Minnesota, Chicago.
Like yeah, Chris is in the room with him.
Wolves have the
Yeah,
4th pick.
he's behind the curtain.
I'm in the couch 4th pick.
Oh, 4.
Hey, there's my
Charlotte
most
Hornets,
improved player right there.
Charlotte Hornets 3rd pick. It's gonna be the
Wow.
Warriors. They're gonna get the number 1 pick.
No, I think it's
Nah, it's gonna be Minnesota.
Minnesota has the number 1 pick.
I knew it.
Minnesota.
I was gonna
Minnesota.
get it.
Minnesota?
Hey,
Won the lottery.
Now who do they get? Who do they get?
Wow,
Wiseman.
LaMelo.
Oh, or Melo.
They're taking LaMelo.
Wiseman.
don't
I think Wiseman.
How are they gonna have
LaMelo
Melo and Russell on the team?
I think
Yeah,
Wiseman.
that's
I think
hard.
Wiseman. I think
Yeah.
Wiseman.
They're not
Wiseman
getting
will
rid
take
of
Wiseman.
D'Lo. You know that.
You know why they'll take Wiseman? Because what if Cat
Towns?
You know,
Cause Cat might, yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna say Toppin. They
They
might mess around and get Toppin, or they're gonna trade down and try to get multiple picks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely
Go
big. We're
Halliburton.
definitely trading him.
I think they
Wow.
get Wiseman and move Towns is a more natural forward. They should move Towns to a forward.
That's what I
and watch
said.
him go to-
Offensively,
Right, move to the forward. Right, move to the
defensively, he ain't playing for.
Or Anthony Edwards too, man. Anthony Edwards.
Well,
could be-
let him switch. Let him switch. Offensively at the 4, defense he goes and D's the 5.
I guess. I mean, that's a lot to put on a rookie center though to come in. You know
Look,
what I mean?
You know what really sucks though? That
True.
next
I'll put
season
on
we
any
gotta
rookie
sit.
player
We
to
gotta
guard
sit through
anybody.
another crappy season. Like
It's gonna fill your fame, dog.
Hold
there's
on.
nothing. There's
Let's
nothing
see.
to be excited about.
I don't agree.
I mean, they're pick wise, but you never
I
know
don't
what you
agree.
guys do in free agency.
yeah.
Social media is gonna have so much fun trashing on us, man. It's gonna be awful.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be the
ready
same
right
Don't
now.
worry about that. I got my gloves for them tomorrow too. Let's go. Let's
Hey,
go.
I'm gonna predict that y'all draft Cole Anthony though at that
It's going to
spot.
be the same thing. Losses piling up.
I mean, you
crazy
see how
stories
the
from
last
other
UNC
artists.
guard.
It's not gonna be
Yeah.
that. I don't
People
believe it.
piling
I
up
don't
the
think
jokes
so.
on us.
It's gonna be a rough season. It really is gonna be rough.
Another one.
Regardless,
Yo,
of kind of
I always end up being the only Knicks fan in the room that don't believe that.
I'm
I
depressed.
always end up being the only Knicks
There's
fan
always
in the
two
room that
sides.
don't
I
Knicks fan.
literally posted so many LaMelo Ball pictures as in
Yeah.
a uniform, and then like
Never
I did
happened.
last year when I did with Zion in a Knicks uniform.
And then KD and
I'm sorry, I did
Kyrie.
that. I did it with Kyrie. I did it with KD. But you know what? Damn it.
You gotta stay hopeful, man. You gotta stay hopeful.
Yeah, maybe one year they all don't stay hopeful. Maybe you got to use reverse psychology on the world, on the universe.
Yeah, the
Just
one
like
time
everybody
everyone.
yeah, the one time
Well,
everyone as a
It doesn't
whole
work.
fan base
It
was
wasn't
like,
work at the next. You could. It doesn't matter which way you go. We were gonna. It's just they hate us. NBA guys are gonna punish us for as long as humanly possible.
You know what?
what did y'all
I
do?
started my show to go
What did
after
we
the
do?
knuckleheads
Listen,
that
you know
talk
what we
smack
did?
about us.
You know
I'm
what we
looking
did? You know what we
forward to
did?
tomorrow. I'm gonna get more followers after this.
What do you mean? All of this started when we decided to dismantle partially the 2012 team, 2012, 2013
from
team.
Melo, right?
And
Oh, yeah, no.
we got Andrea Bargnani. That's when all the bad luck started.
I blame.
When
That's
we
what
traded
it
for
is.
this
him.
guy,
Up a notch.
This is
and
all
Bargnani.
Andrea Bargnani's fault.
It's the Bargnani curse, man. We got some more juju. We gotta get up out of there, man.
Y'all are doing it right though in the front office. Like that's where it
what I'm
starts from
saying.
the top down.
Listen,
that's what I'm
Because look at
saying.
what Brooklyn did. Like Brooklyn gave up all their assets to cash in on a bunch of old
And
cats
that's exactly
and not
what
do
it's gonna come down
anything.
to, man.
You know what I mean?
You can find good players if you have the right people, in the front office.
And
Yeah,
the
it's
right
fine.
trainers,
And that was just right
coaches.
down the
Oh.
way from y'all.
We just gotta hope that we find the guy at 8 and the guy at 27 with the other first round pick, and just hope they develop. And it just comes down to that. Because listen, everyone
how-
talked about Donovan Mitchell and Michael Porter Jr. and look at them. They were late. After the 10th pick.
I think-
These were guys.
They
and
were-
they developed.
but
So
that's the problem too.
Well,
though.
they were injury prone number one dudes though. Like that was the thing with them,
Yeah.
or
That's
at least
the
Porter.
problem
But
too,
still,
though. How
they
many
developed.
times-
you gotta let them develop.
How many times have we drafted guys and brought up guys, and like for some reason they have like a couple of like good games, a few good weeks, a first good season, and then after that they completely fall off.
That's coaching. That's part of the development process.
Coaching.
So I
our
think
coaching
they
and
resolved.
Well, that's all
development.
about player development too, man. And I feel
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what I'm
Knicks,
saying.
the guys they've brought in,
We got better there.
we got
We
better
were not
player
good
development.
there for a while. We weren't good, but I think we got to give these guys a chance to see if they're better than the last people, because we can only go up, man.
Coach, I love your enthusiasm. I love that you're a positive. I'm going to be the negative one. me and Edgar are going to be the negative Knicks fans here because
Obviously,
we've been through so much pain. It's pain. It's hurt. I want the top 4 pick. I want to be where at least Coach got the 4th pick.
At least.
Coach got the 4th pick with the Bulls, and Jeff got the 4th pick with the Bulls. We got the 8th pick.
I want to be positive, but the thing is,
Hear me out real quick.
And Kieran's sitting there with his Blazers. He's ready for his Blazers to go whoop LA's ass. We're over here arguing about the damn lottery. He's chilling.
Look,
We're in the losers club.
we have so much
We're in
bad
the
luck.
losers. We're in the bullpen, in the losers bullpen, waiting.
But my dude, hear me out real quick. Let me just real quick. It's not rainbows and Care Bears, I promise. But real quick, of the top 4 rookie stats: rebounding, assists, scoring. What's the other one? I forget. Defense, something like that. RJ Barrett ranked in the top 5 in all 4 of those categories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a solid kid, and he's coming. And now he got better.
I'm not worried about RJ. It's everyone else. Everyone else.
Finish. Mitch is a solid kid, and he's coming.
Now that's true. That's true. I
Knox
agree with
finally,
that.
Knox got people behind him that he never had before. These were actually his people. Y'all can't keep looking at last year like that's going to be this year. There's too many moving parts that are different.
That's
and
what
so
worries
for
me,
me,
though. It's just the bad luck.
No, that's what excites me.
Like,
That's what I'm looking forward
for
to.
example, I wouldn't even be surprised if, say, like our luck is so bad that I wouldn't be surprised if we come into this season and Mitch tears his ACL or like.
Oh my goodness!
Don't say that.
RJ wants to trade, and then we trade him.
Edgar, you just need to take.
Don't throw your phone out.
He's coming for people's ACLs today. He's mad, bro.
Hey, me and Coach Benson are torn ACL, man. At the end of the
Who you telling?
That was
Yeah,
rough.
don't wish it on nobody.
Edgar just took out Mitch. Mitch don't have
Who
an
got
ACL,
holy water?
man.
Who got
Yeah,
holy
that's how
water?
bad it is. That's how bad it is. We're already imagining our Mitch with a torn ACL, bro. It's rough. It's rough.
All right.
Well, hey.
Hear about the Lakers nation, and they want their. Oh, we went 7 years without making the playoffs. Oh my
Look,
God, it's so
the
bad.
way
I'm like,
Tibbs-
I'll change
the
it.
way
Let's
Tibbs
switch.
is gonna overwork Mitch.
No, all right.
Don't
He's
say
gonna play
that.
the whole stretch of the game. No subbing.
Edgar is coming for ACLs today.
He's coming for
Mitch is
Tim.
come out the game with no legs, bro.
Only when Mitch comes out if he fouls out.
Well, hey guys. Hey,
Coach,
let's
Coach,
hey,
that's
let's-
the kid.
Edgar still let him vent.
Let him rant. Yeah.
we're gonna be here all night.
He was just hooping. He was enjoying himself. Like, yo, Nick's about to get a top 4 pick. I'm hyped. I'm balling. I was probably dunking on dudes. And then they get the 8. I killed him when he said the 8th pick. He was like, 8th pick? He's like,
That's when the ACL
RJ
started
gonna
going
get
away.
traded.
Yeah.
Mitch will trade ACL. Tibbs is going to get fired. And
Mitch and RJ's ankles are gonna turn into dust with it.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I can't.
Before all of their lower extremities get cursed on the show. Let's walk through the top 5 and see which teams probably what player probably goes where, just the top 5, if that's okay with you, Chris.
Yeah, go.
All right, so with number 1, Minnesota, who do y'all think Minnesota's taking?
Wiseman.
Wiseman.
I'm going with Toppin.
It's wise, yeah, Toppin. It's just a big. It just gotta be like you said.
You know what? I'm gonna go with LaMelo. I'm gonna go
with Wiseman.
Star power.
I see him as
Wiseman.
Endurance in case Cat leaves.
Well, number 2, Golden State.
Wiseman.
I can see
No,
Wiseman.
not Wiseman.
I see Wiseman.
LaMelo.
Melo?
I can see him
Okay.
taking LaMelo.
Okay.
Slide Clay to the 3, step
Yeah.
to the 2, and LaMelo at the 1.
They're ready to play small
That means
ball.
they got rid of Andrew, or Andrew coming off the bench.
Andrew probably come off the bench.
Off the bench.
He'll come on the bench.
6 man of the year. That's a lot of money for a 6 man.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
so
all afford
Charlotte,
it.
Charlotte at number 3.
Edwards.
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. He got to be there.
Edwards.
They just need star power.
They need
something.
They need star power.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Yeah. I agree
Okay.
on
Well,
that.
I see your angle, Couch. I see because you're next. I ain't heard dude
Wow.
come up yet. I guess
Chicago
y'all have
Bulls?
to take Ball at this right here, right?
If he's available, I would take him. If he's
I got Obi.
if he's here,
I got
you know,
Obi
you,
on the
you,
floor.
you
I
know,
see the
I
angle.
post the Melo Ball Bulls uniform this morning.
I think they take Killian Hayes. I think they would take Killian. As far as how I was drafting,
Killian
him,
Hayes out there.
I think
forgot
Killian
about
Hayes.
him for a second.
Yep.
Hayes.
All right, then y'all got Cleveland number 5. Who they go?
I don't care about Cleveland.
LeBron James. LeBron James.
I
They don't
see
take
Edwards.
over anyone.
If Edwards fall, I think that Edwards goes 5th
That
overall. to
backcourt.
Cleveland.
Who they got to get rid of
They have
somebody.
87 point guards.
I can see
so-
that. I can see him playing the 3 there though.
Cleveland.
Three.
87 point guards.
That's I mean,
Cleveland.
I
gonna
guess.
play.
Onyeka, I'll
There's
give
no-
him Gil Count.
We might
There's really
end up
no
with
defense.
Tyrese.
They got a million centers though.
that's
Hold on.
That's all they need to
might
win.
end up with
Listen, the Knicks might end up with like a Devin Vassell from Florida State. He's
Yeah,
a
Tyrese
two-way
right.
Maxey, something like that.
Tyrese
It's
Maxey,
not bad.
Obi
Play that
Toppin.
cool
I
down the
mean,
street from
listen, now that I think about it, maybe I'm not as depressed as I was.
Dude, there's some shooters.
I'm not.
You can get
Or
some good players.
Denny could go 5th.
Danny Avita.
That's about that Denny.
Oh, no,
He's supposed
not about Denny.
he was supposed to come. They had him.
He got brolic
built up
too,
and
man.
coming
The
down
one
there.
thing I was worried about with Danny was his strength, but
His defense too. I mean,
he's gotten big. So and he's played some big time basketball over there in Israel. So
Yeah.
I like
mean,
Danny a lot. You know,
I know a lot of
people.
people are high on him. He's not that big on my list, but I mean, there's not very many like big wings that you can take that are projected to be that high here.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many ways you can go in this draft. Like I said, the everyone's projections are just literally. I've never seen a
All
draft
over the
where like
place.
it's all. I've seen guys.
Yeah.
I've seen Obi Toppin ranked 1, and in some drafts,
Yeah.
some people
Wait,
big
12
boy
or something.
in the 30s, like not even a first round pick, and it's
Wow.
crazy. Like Wiseman too. I'm seen Wiseman number 1, and I've seen Wiseman in the 20s. So it's a draft where, well, especially with no NCAA tournament, not even conference tournaments. We didn't even get conference tournaments for the most part.
Right.
So there's not a lot of film. There's just not a lot of film, and where we've seen guys in NCAA tournaments. Look, Kemba Walker. I mean, he went from being maybe what in the low 20s. He had a tremendous
Lottery pick.
Big East
Steven
tournament.
Shenzo.
Big East
Yes.
tournament.
Yes.
And then the
Great
NCAA
pick.
tournament.
Yes.
And boom, top
Great
10
example.
pick, and look at him now. He's
Right.
an perennial all-star, and got paid. So the tournament to me can make it's definitely good to see, especially in those tournament games, and then obviously the big dance. I think that's going to hurt big time this year because guys might get drafted where they probably shouldn't be because we don't have the.
That means lower drafted folk are gonna get gemmed.
I agree. I do. And think about it. Steph Curry
That's
doesn't
why
get a
you
player
have,
tournament.
you're scouting big time, and you have to, and that's where scouting out of any year, scouting this year is gonna be the biggest. It's
Because
finding
you had the
young-
longest time. You had the longest amount of time.
Exactly.
But
You
the only
literally had
negative
some-
of that is do you get too picky with your scouting with
time.
too much
Yeah,
Now
time.
you have too much time.
You can
It's
throw
good.
yourself out of things.
You have too much time. So.
But you also give these guys a chance to screw up. And
Exactly.
you know what I mean? You get to find out a lot about character when you shut down basketball.
But you still have months away for the draft. The draft's in October, I believe.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they also
on
can't
a-
like go
on a
out and
Friday.
do stuff.
October
Well,
16th.
that's true too.
You still
On a
have-
Friday. Woo, I can't wait. On a Friday.
still got months away
Friday.
for the draft, bro. I mean, there's so much
All right, guys.
time.
I'm gonna go after my reserves
Oh,
winning.
enjoy your players, bro.
You guys can keep whining.
Hey, good luck, man. I'm pulling for
All
you
right.
guys, man.
Rip City. Let's get it. Rip City.
Good to meet you, man.
Aaron,
See you
you're
guys.
good, bro.
Alright,
Rip City.
But
My man.
like we said with this draft, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. You can go a number of ways, and scouting is going to be huge. So your scouting department is
Yeah, it
going to be put on. They're going to have their work cut out because you have all this time, all the film. You've watched so much film. Now you just got to figure out, okay, which guy is going to fit in your system.
And which of these teams that have these big picks have shown that they've scouted well, you know what I mean? Like Minnesota, They've hit on a couple. You know, Golden State have hit on some
Call
good
it-
drafting,
yeah.
right?
Golden
You know?
State's going to be tested because this is the first time they've really had to like they've
Do some work.
under Steve Kerr too. Like that's the thing. Like with Mark Jackson, they got a whole lot of nice pieces under
They did.
Jackson. So
And
this
they
will be the
didn't have-
first.
And listen, they show that there's a team that show that you do not need a top 5 pick. It's them.
It's the
I mean,
war.
none of their star players. I mean, Draymond was a 2nd round pick. Clay
Right.
was what a top 15 pick, and Steph was a top 10 pick. You know, outside the top 5. These weren't top 5 picks in these guys. So they shown, you know, that you don't need a top number 1 pick to build a team. So if you have a good scouting and you got good guys that can know how to build a team and know what pieces fit, you know, who would have thought that, you know, you pick Steph Curry, then you take a couple years later, you take Klay Thompson, that would be the best shooting backcourt of all time.
Right.
Or something like that.
They figured out, and then listen,
How much?
Steph Curry at one point was almost going to get traded. Klay was almost going to get traded. These guys were almost got rid of these guys.
True.
But
And they turned out to be a
they
good
do-
defensive
they
team with
believed in
those
them.
two.
Exactly.
Great
They
defensive
believed in them, and they let them develop, and then boom. What happens when you let guys develop? Look what you got. You got 3 championships in 5 years. You know.
Now
So-
when you're speaking of my language.
Oh, all right. Kyle, you got me more. I'm getting more. I'm staying more
You're
upbeat.
speaking
now.
of my language.
I'm
Capisce?
staying more upbeat. You know.
Charlotte with the
Edgar?
3rd pick. Charlotte's
Edgar,
probably
you
gonna
still
bust this
You
pick.
still think Mitch is gonna
Yeah.
tear his ACL?
Nah, like, look. Every
Changing-
time,
I saw he got a tall boy in his hands. He's probably feeling better.
He went to CVS, got him a nice drink. He's like, man, I'm sorry, away,
This
man.
Gatorade, don't worry about it.
Who's
every time we don't get that number 1 pick or so, I go on a rant for like a day.
I just wanted the number 1 pick, bro. I just wanted this to have it.
And
Just
then
to
it
know
goes
how
back
it
to normal.
feels. To have some, I think, like I said, you could get a good player at 8. Like I'm not worried about that. I just
No, you
want
got to get a good player at 8. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
We're going
Like
to.
the number
I'm
1
not
pick.
worried
make
about
him,
that.
yeah, or make him a good player.
No, you know why? You know
Unless you
also
draft
why
Anthony
I want
Bennett.
the number 1 pick though, to stick it to
Oh my
ESPN
God.
and all these people.
Oh my God, he was awful.
You know, we had
Oh.
the number 1 pick. We could have at least
He
gotten
was
some
G League
level
bad.
of respect.
Yeah, we would have got respect because you know, freaking all these freaking news outlets are gonna go in on us.
Well, hey,
Listen,
let
how many
he-
jokes are we gonna wake up to tomorrow morning?
the
Like,
jokes
oh,
tomorrow.
The Knicks didn't get the number 1 pick. Oh
Alright.
my God, here we go again.
Watch
Well-
how I handle that. That's all I'm
Rachel
saying.
I know,
Nichols is
honestly,
on
I already
it.
know Twitter. They on it right now. Honestly,
Oh, yeah, they on it now.
All right.
Yeah, I blocked everyone. Everyone's blocked.
well, hold up. So hang on. Here's a list of the
Oh,
previous number
oh, 2
8 picks,
billion.
right?
Oh, 2
Like we
billion.
can do this
Let's do it. I like
for y'all Knicks fans right now, right?
Let's do this.
So previous number 8 picks: Cantavius Caldwell-Pope, Terrence
Oh.
Ross, Brandon Knight, Al-Farouq Aminu, Jordan Hill, Joe Alexander, Brandon Wright,
Yo, we drafted
Rudy
Jordan
Gay,
Hill.
Channing
Listen-
Frye, Rafael Arujo. When's the last time you heard his name?
Rafael
TJ Ford.
Royal. Oh, he was
I'm-
Hey,
I'm-
Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford was a number 8 overall
There you
pick.
go.
so y'all
20
guys-
years ago.
20 years
Yup.
ago. Yep.
And,
Still a legend.
Yep, exactly
showed up.
20 years
He
ago.
showed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andre Miller, Larry Hughes, the 2 years before that.
All
So
right,
there's a nice
Edgar,
little
I'm-
run.
I'm back to being negative. I don't
Larry
like
Hughes.
I'm by a bridge
That's-
right now.
He's by the break. Edgar, don't jump, bro. Don't jump. We need you. We need
Nah,
you.
you just mentioned that list. I kind of want to jump.
Yeah,
That
now
was-
I just got the
I
press.
thought it would be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, that was
That's
worse than I
bad.
thought it was going to be. I was pretty
Yeah.
optimistic.
I
when Steve
was a
started
little
talking.
worse than I thought it was going
That's
to be.
god awful.
He said one of y'all guys though, Jordan Hill, right?
We had 3 of them.
We traded him like the next
We
year
had
after. That's
Jordan.
how
Yeah.
bad he was.
We had
Oh,
Jordan
yeah,
Hill.
and then there's
We
Jackson
had
Hayes,
Larry
Nick,
Hughes.
Colin Sexton, Frank Ntilikina, Marquise Crease, Stanley Johnson, Nick Stauskas. Yeah, some players
Yeah,
I
Frank
skipped over.
Ntilikina, man. Frankie
That's all right.
smokes.
That's not 2020.
I know it's pending pending obviously who all of us draft, but who do you believe out of our 3 teams, Hawks, Knicks, Bulls, makes that playoffs next year?
Hawks.
Oh,
Hawks.
Bulls.
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 Hawks.
Bulls.
We would have made it.
Bulls.
We would have got invited
Bulls.
this year if Collins
Wait,
didn't miss
wait,
those
wait.
25
I think
games.
it's the Hawks. I think it's the Hawks.
I think it's
Guys,
the Bulls. The Bulls are
we're like-
closer.
we're like 4 games. We was 4 games away from being in the bubble.
We're two.
I know.
We were the Knicks.
Yeah.
With Collins
Well,
missing 25
and
games.
Chicago doesn't have a coach yet, so I think it depends on who they
It
get
would
as a
help
head
if we have a
coach.
coach. It would help.
Atlanta has
If they get Atkinson, I'm picking
Yeah.
him for sure.
Is that
We have
Cam
Cam
Reddish?
Cam Reddish was
Horford-
coming on. He was
Horford-
averaging 20 points his last like
obviously
4
you got
games,
Trey
5
Young,
games.
and then
But look at
you're gonna have-
Chicago's defense. Like Chicago, we talked about this on a show, Coach. Like
Yep.
Chicago was a top half defensive team, and if they can get their offense clicking, depending on who they get as a coach, like no offense to Atlanta, but they were like terrible.
Oh, yeah,
on
we
the
were
defensive
terrible.
end.
We were
They were
definitely
terrible on the
That's why we
defensive
made
end.
those trades. I said we had John
But
Collins.
with Kobe White and Zach LaVine and a good defense, like in the East, it's not crazy to think that Chicago can mess
To the
around.
The
elite.
Hawks were missing.
But do you guys think it's
the
easier
net-
to get an offensive clicking versus like fix defensive issues? Because I think honestly, I feel like we fixed our defensive issues in ways. By making the Clint Capella trade for one.
yeah,
we
Capella,
also got
that's gonna
we
help
also got
defensively.
Damon for a little bit of also veteran insurance to hold down
Sure.
the paint as well. Cam Reddish, he was playing good defense all year. It's just his
He's a
offense
good
was
defender, man.
yeah,
Cam
but his
Reddish is a
offense started
good
clicking like the
defender.
last.
He's
After
still
All-Star?
developing himself.
And the Hawks
You
were
know,
missing
you gotta
John
give him
Collins.
time.
That's why I'm saying
And John
Collins-
Collins is like Edgar just said. John Collins is out
He's
for a lot of
getting
years.
there.
with the-
I
He's
think
getting there.
Collins would make sense at the 5 more than me than he does at the 4 next to
Nah, he's a
Capella.
4. No, Collins is a 4.
He's like he's
He's
I
too
think
small.
he's too undersized to be a
Alright.
five.
I gotta
I mean-
roll, guys. But I will get at y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for
Yeah.
having me. I
Nice to
can't
meet
wait
you,
for the
Coach.
next one.
Sir.
Later,
I
Coach.
have
Sir.
I still gotta do. But blessings.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
blessings,
sir.
sir.
guys. Bless, man. Have a good night. Yeah.
There.
But yeah, I mean, I like the Hawks team. I really do like that Hawks team, though.
I
But
mean, they got the
Bulls
sexier names. They got the
are- Bulls
sexier
have an
names.
up and coming team too. It's
Yeah.
Oh
definitely.
yes, I'm definitely not in on it. Y'all got Zach LaVine. Y'all got my guy Kobe White.
Right.
Y'all got
Honestly,
And
if I had
Kobe
to
didn't
rank-
get the whole year
like
though.
Kobe.
Like that's the
yeah,
Right.
thing.
hasn't Kobe
Right.
get the whole year.
If I had to rank out of our 3 teams, I would go Atlanta, Chicago, and then obviously the Knicks third last. Like
Because Atlanta's got the star power. I mean, Trey
Listen,
Young
the
is
Knicks-
like the
the
best
Knicks
player
ain't
out
Trey
of
Young
those
is
3.
special. Though.
The Knicks ain't sniffing the playoffs for another 2-3 years.
But you know what's the sad part? You know what the sad part is? Like the Knicks, out of all those 3 teams, like you look at Chicago and you're like, if they can make a few moves here, get the right coach,
Right.
they can go.
Otto
They can
Porter
go
Jr.
somewhere.
stay
You see
healthy.
Atlanta,
Yeah,
and you're like,
true.
they got Trey Young, they got John Collins, Cam Reddish is up and coming, they got Horford. Like I said, they got some pieces. Like they can take that. They could be a team. Like they have a future. Then you look at the Knicks, and you're like, there's no hope. like
Mitch and RJ. Mitch and
Mitch and
RJ.
RJ is that's it.
Yeah.
And we're
Okay.
projecting. We're literally like I think we want RJ to. We think he's gonna be a good player.
Let me
I
be
think
honest.
we
Okay.
think he's gonna be a good player. We don't know how good he's gonna be. That's the thing. We don't know how good he's gonna be.
I'll
Is he going to be a
honest.
number 1?
Yes, we don't know that. We don't know that at all. Like, is he
Guys,
gonna
I'll
take
be
that
honest.
next step like the way Trey Young and Luka did?
For me,
That-
I think he has the potential to. I would say
For me-
him and Reddish. I think both got the potential. Honestly, the one thing I don't know why. Maybe it was just me, just outside fan, but I really thought for some reason Dennis Smith Jr. was going to come in and give like a little bit of a boost. I thought Randall was going to be all right.
Oh,
Something
Dennis
happened to
Smith-
him, man.
Yeah,
Something
Dennis-
happened to
Dennis
Dennis
Yeah,
Smith,
something happened
man.
with Dennis Smith. I think
Dennis
I don't know.
Dennis Smith Jr. is the summer workout video king.
Yeah, because he was
On
really
the
hooping
court-
during the summer.
On the court is a different story. Put him in a summer workout video and he's balling. But on the court,
Yeah, that's why you can't get excited about workout videos. Like when
Never.
Mitch was doing, when people were getting hyped about Mitch
Oh
shooting
yeah, his
threes, like,
dribbling.
dude,
Yeah,
everyone can do that, bro. Shaq was probably shooting threes and at practice. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
Dude,
You can't get excited about-
everybody can shoot
Everyone
in the
can
NBA
shoot, like-
in an empty gym with nobody
It's
on
easy to
them.
do that. Like we all look good at a YMCA just by ourselves, just dribble, 2 to 3. Like we all look like pros. It's like I can't get excited about video like hype videos. Like
look,
that's-
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna be honest. I am excited about Mitch and RJ, but I'm also excited about Frank coming back. I thought he was starting to get a rhythm.
His
for
defense
everything.
is tremendous.
His defense,
is really-
you can't tell me anything about his defense. That's the type of defense you need on a winning team.
Yeah.
If we keep it honest,
Oh
like,
my
that's
God.
the type of defense you need on a winning team. You know,
Yeah.
I'm excited about Iggy. Hopefully he gets
Iggy
playing time.
Berzakis, yeah.
He,
But
what he did
it's
is-
But
this
let me
is a
tell you, as a
process.
Bulls fan, like those players got to be committed to Tibbs' team. Like that's a weird, like that's a
That's
rough.
the big thing.
It's a hard, like
Yeah.
I said that when they hired him. I'm like, you got to have the personnel that buys into that, because if you don't,
That's why this is a process. This is not going to
Yeah.
just be this year.
He's a
Like, this is
veterans
gonna be a
coach,
2-3
man.
year
I mean, he
process
showed
when,
that.
Yeah,
He's a vets coach.
that's Joakim Noah about like about running that team. Like you got to commit, man. It's I
It's
heard
a process.
they might, man.
It's going to be a process, and you know how they build this team is going to be ultimately, going to be the biggest factor. You know how they go about this offseason, and then how they attack next season. Because obviously, just off, obviously they got the 8th pick, and this is not a really big free agent year. There's not a lot of top-notch free agents, and that are going to be immediate impact players.
Yeah,
So they
always
can't go out.
nature.
They can't go. So. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a process.
Definitely.
We have to be patient. Unfortunately, as an Knicks fan, you got to be patient again.
Well,
And
you
I
want the
heard
number 1 pick next year, not this year.
Yeah,
Like if you were to
yeah.
ever get one, you want
If
it
we
for
were to get the
next
number
year.
1 pick, I think
yeah.
you can agree. Next
Why
year,
that?
I mean,
Why that?
with Kate Cunningham, Jalen
Yeah,
Johnson,
Johnson.
all these
Yeah,
All these
Isaiah
dudes in the G
Todd.
League, in the G
Jonathan
League now,
Kuminga,
getting professional.
Isaiah Todd,
Isaiah
Richmond,
Todd.
Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. Let's
You got a
go.
bunch. Yeah,
At
that's
least
a
we
bunch
know-
of. Yeah.
At least we know
it's
Taj
stacked
is
next
staying.
year.
At least
So-
we know Taj is staying.
Yeah.
But here's the
I'm
thing:
pretty
Tibbs
sure.
Tibbs is not going to play for the number 1 pick.
No.
Like his
No.
players would have.
He
to
may not
tank
have to
for him.
though.
Mitch ACL are going to be tested. ACL, RJ's going to be playing 97
right.
minutes.
Yeah, with Mitchell getting injured and both of his ACLs being struck.
Todd's like, damn, man, I did this 10 years ago, man. Like,
Oh my god, I love these New York basketball fans, man. It's awesome.
it's rough, Jeff, man. It's rough.
No, hey, I get it. You're
They got to grab onto something, bro.
You're just
Yo,
as crazy
RJ,
as
get back in the game. But coach,
Ask
I just
Steven,
came
man. He
out.
grew up in college football country. We're absolutely just as crazy.
As a Razorback fan, I know what it's like to be excited about like mediocre talent. Like
I
I
do
know
not know
all
what that
about it.
I do
know
not know
all
what that's
about
like.
it.
The Ohio State fans.
As a Ohio State fan, I do not know what that's
Listen,
like.
I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, so it's kind of the same way with the
I know,
Knicks.
you
Like
know, up and down.
I've been disappointed the last 17, 20, almost 20 years being.
Yeah, y'all was supposed to have a
Hurricanes
big year this past year, or was it the year
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that? It was one of these years. I forgot
It's
what it
every
was.
year, Jelani.
Turn up a chain.
It's every year.
It's like
You
being
know,
a Cowboy
not
fan.
to
Every
get
year is a
sidetracked.
Super Bowl.
I
Yeah,
never
every
get sidetracked, but the
And they
year
go
that
8-8 every year.
yeah, like the year that Miami actually had a good team, and the first year of the playoff, we were we were in the Final Four at one point, and then we lost to Pitt,
Yeah.
and they were like
Yes.
5-8, 5-7, and we lost to Pitt, and then we got smacked by Clemson in the ACC, and then we got spanked by Wisconsin. I think
in the
was it
bowl
Wisconsin in the bowl game.
Oh yeah.
And then it hasn't been the same since.
I think they got. I think them and Wisconsin played like 2 years in a row, and Wisconsin ran.
Yeah,
them.
they played because they played at Yankee Stadium. I was thinking about going to that game, but then I was like, "We're gonna get killed, so I'm not going to the game."
Yeah.
And then they lost like
Well, that's
15,
a
like
tough one. to play
41
with.
enough.
Yeah, play Wisconsin in New York City. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
in
it was
January.
cold. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, they're gonna get spanked. I'm not going to this game. I'm gonna be depressed." So I made the right decision, and I did. But it's
Save some
crazy,
money.
man. It's crazy. It's similar to with being a Knicks and Miami fan. There's always like, "Oh, this is gonna be the year," and then like we go 6-7 with a top recruiting class too. But it's crazy. But we got the Blazers, Lakers right now. Who's the biggest surprise right now in the playoffs right now?
Ooh. Team or player? You talking about team or player?
Either or.
Houston, man.
Houston, yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Houston,
Yeah, I agree
it's
too.
not surprising me that they're getting wins. It's how they're doing it. Like because
Yeah.
they're playing like they're a scary team, man. And I'm not really a Houston fan at all, and I don't like James Harden at all. But like removing all biases, they're a scary team, dude. Like for real.
They had the
Everyone
one-
is committed to playing defense because they have
They
to
play
now.
defense.
Like
Though. They're playing defense.
getting
They're
rid of
playing
Capella
defense.
was like, all right, everyone's got to lock in. We can't just like
Covington's defense has been good. James Harden's defense has been
James
really
Harden's
good.
defense.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon has turned it on like out of
Eric
nowhere.
You know what
House,
it is?
Daniel House.
Daniel
They got-
House. Yep.
They got swingman type of guys that, yeah, they might not be the tallest,
PJ Tucker, like the
the
most
good
underpaid
centers and
dude in the
stuff,
NBA.
but they're strong. They're strong and versatile. So they play.
And they're just
hard
scrappy,
defense.
dude. They're just scrappy.
They score so quick.
It kinda
Right.
reminds me-
Mm-hmm.
It
They
kinda
went from
reminds
3
me of
down
what-
to 12 up in like a minute. It was crazy.
Exactly.
Sorry,
No,
Andrew, go ahead.
With
it
Harden
kinda
having
reminds
a
me of
bad
what-
game, they
Terrible.
still killed it.
Yeah.
Technically.
And if if they have to play the Lakers in round 2,
Done.
I mean,
You mean if the Lakers have to play them?
Play them.
if the Lakers have to
Right.
play them,
It kind of
like,
reminds me of what the Warriors did that in 2008 when they kind of had that small
when
team
they beat
going
Dallas,
against the
right?
Mavs.
Yeah, Golden
Yeah,
State
yeah.
with
Oh, that
Steven
was
Jackson and Barnes
yo,
and
that We
Barron,
Believe team, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How about I used to like them guys.
That We
Andres
Believe.
Biedrins.
Yo, when
Biedrins, their
Baron
center.
Davis- When Baron Davis dunked on
Baron
Kirilenko,
Davis?
he just went like that. Oh,
Dude, Baron Davis was a hell of a basketball man. I
Yeah.
love
Oh yeah, Barron was
Josh
huge.
Richardson.
Richardson.
Yeah, man. Beardness, they had some dudes
Yeah,
on
Andres Biedrins. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a fun team. That was a fun team.
Well, Steven Jackson was like always one of my favorite players to watch. He wasn't
Right.
really like my favorite player, but
He's
he
one
was
of my
always a
favorite
good time to
dudes.
watch.
He's just
Yeah.
that's the dude you want in the back alley with you, bro.
Hmm
I want him. You saw when he was punching dudes in the stands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, every time
he was cocking them
tells
back.
that
Like,
story,
who
I
wants
just
it?
thought it was
He was
fun.
punching.
He's
random
like the
fans.
only dude that could do that, and Greg Popovich would
I
be
think
like,
it's
"Yeah,
just
I'll
because
still
he
have you
was
on
being a
my
fan.
team."
That little dude just wanted to punch fans. Like, yo, I'm just gonna punch a fan. Like everyone else
Yeah.
is doing it.
Oh, yeah. And let's not forget. They also had Euro Jordan, Michael Petras.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Euro Jordan.
Mikael Peters, that's right.
People thought Mikael Petras was going to be like that dude.
Yeah. Right.
He was a
that
fine
dude.
player. I mean, he's a good role player.
And then Charles Barkley called him Michael Peaches. Remember that?
Hey, speaking of European players, I don't know if y'all caught this on Steven's Twitter this week, how mad he was getting because everybody thought Carmelo was the second pick in the draft that year.
Well, I wasn't mad at everybody. I was mad at Chris Webber
Chris
because
Webber,
this
yeah.
dude gets paid a lot of money to say some ignorant
It's
stuff.
irresponsible.
Man.
It's irresponsible.
I think
It's
everyone just
irresponsible.
gets Darko out of their head. They don't even
Yeah,
think
they
about
forget
Darko.
about
I
it.
know.
the
Somebody was a
funniest thing,
second pick. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking
They
about?
need to get
Clearly
Chris
what-
Webber out of the bubble, bro.
He's horrible.
No,
Him and
he-
Reggie
the-
Miller are terrible.
Forget the
They're,
bubble.
and they're
He needs to stop
probably
doing
really
it.
nice, but like that doesn't mean because you're
No,
a
they're
former
very
player and
smart,
really
but
nice
they're-
that you should
yeah,
be given a job.
Yeah.
They're
They're
great,
not gonna
but
think
you're
so.
right. They're just not
you know-
right.
You
They
know
need to
who
get
I-
Jalen Rose in there on that color commentary, man, because
you
I
know,
like
I
Jalen.
really
Man.
like Doris Burke, man.
I mean, Doris is the
She
goat.
is
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
quick, man. Oh
Yeah.
my god, she was like
Doris
my wife-
is she's
my wife
tremendous.
She's
doesn't.
amazing.
Yeah, my wife doesn't watch a lot of playoff
She's
basketball.
not. And
We
you
were
know
watching
what's
that game,
crazy?
and
She's
like,
not just
wow,
a
that
good
was
female.
good.
She's not good because
She's
she's
good,
female.
period.
She's good. She's good.
It's good, period.
Absolutely.
She knows
100%.
basketball.
Right.
It's
It's-
simple. She knows her
yeah.
basketball. It's not because
Really.
she's a female. It's because no, she's good. She knows
Yeah.
her basketball.
Right.
She,
She knows
She
basketball.
remembers Durko.
She
And
knows
then-
her stuff.
Yeah, I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
because-
you should at least know. That's like one of the biggest draft classes of
Yeah,
all
all
time, and you
time.
don't
All
know.
time. Right.
You don't
That's
know
the
that
monument.
Melo
Yeah,
was a
03,
second.
04,
yeah,
05.
everyone knows Darko went too. Like
Two,
even
yeah.
if you're not
Exactly.
even a big basketball fan, draft fan. Like even if you don't care about the draft and you don't watch college
And-
basketball, you know
you
It's
that
not
know-
like you got asked about the 05 draft class or something like that. you
And
know
what's
what I
funny
mean?
about it, it was brought up a few months ago about what if Melo went to Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah.
It just came out. It just came out
They made
months
they
ago.
did a big thing about
So
that.
this
Like,
is
if he had-
fresh.
And Weber's from Detroit.
Detroit.
Exactly. He's from Detroit.
Oh, wait. Andy works for the NBA, so
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
probably should have known that.
That's
But
why you
he's
said it's an
also from
insult.
Detroit.
That's why he's
Yeah,
on
that's
the
why he was
team.
so mad.
Right, and that, and so for
Why he's
people
on
like
the
us
team.
who cover the sport and you know and who's just trying to work and you know not paid for it, and he
Yeah.
getting paid being wrong and being dead wrong.
Because he's a nice former player. He's a nice former player.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly.
He should be in the Hall of Fame, though. I don't know why they're waiting
That
for
dude,
him.
I agree,
Like,
too.
The problem
I
with him with the Hall of Fame is that he was in the wrong era.
Yes.
True.
Because he had Dirk, he had
Because he played with
KG,
Shaq.
he had Duncan, Shaq, all these big men, and yes, he was great, but he gets
Right.
forgotten because all those other guys, and he
That-
didn't get to a finals.
That
I
dude was
think
so close to a championship that year. Yeah, one
Right.
year in Sacramento, man.
Sacramento.
there's people in there with worse credentials than him, though. like far worse
but
credentials.
Way worse.
Everyone gets in the Hall of Fame in the NBA, so he's gonna get in.
Eventually.
I mean, he should be in there over Tracy McGrady. I love Tracy, but he should be in there over Tracy McGrady.
Tracy's a Hall of Famer, man.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm saying Chris Webber's a
Not
better
over
one.
Tracy McGrady, no.
Yeah.
Tracy was at
Tracy
one point
was-
one of the best players in the
He's that
NBA.
dude.
Chris Webber was never considered one of the best players in the NBA. Tracy
I'm just
was.
saying all time stats, bro. Like you got to look at everything.
And it's basketball Hall of Fame, so like, they consider everything, correct?
Yeah, and
I don't know
come
if it
on.
changes,
What about
but
his
they do consider
college
everything.
ball?
And then what about this the scandal? That could be another thing too.
I think
Yeah.
that's the issue.
Could
Yeah,
I
potentially.
think that's the
He
issue.
don't talk to Michigan, and they don't rock with each other no more.
Yeah.
That whole issue, and then they don't even technically the Final Fours they went to don't even exist.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they still
We
don't.
seen. I hate that argument where they're
It's
like, "No, we're gonna
stupid.
take that away."
crazy,
Like we
like-
didn't watch it.
Yeah,
You know what
Reggie
I mean?
Bush never played.
Jedi mind trick.
Right.
Everyone hype. It's
Right.
crazy. It's stupid, but
Right.
They,
So-
that's the,
and
that's
right.
the thing. Technically, they never went to the Final Four. Like they don't even exist in the record books. Like it's crazy.
And you know what I say for that? And that's you know what I say for that? Well, whoever attended the game that year, they need to get their money back.
I got
Hey.
you the money back.
Yeah,
Get
and
that
they don't
TV
give-
revenue back.
and they
All
don't
that
give a
TV
Exactly.
damn to anybody
Exactly.
else.
Those two Michigan
Exactly.
games. You know.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's so silly. Yeah, we're gonna take away your banners and all that, but you guys played the game already. We already know, like.
What
But
happened?
Chris Webber does belong in
Right.
the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Oh yeah,
that's-
no doubt. Like I don't know
You
why
know,
they're
no
waiting
doubt,
so long.
Right.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I think next year he'll have a chance because this year he had no chance because first of all we got Kobe Bryant,
Timmy and
Timmy
KG.
Kevin Garnett.
Kevin
You're not.
KG,
Wow. You have no
Wow.
chance against him.
Wow.
You have no chance, especially
What?
with Kobe.
Yeah, that was the star of the class.
that's
That's
hard stuff.
amazing.
If he doesn't get it next year, that's insane.
Like if there's a Hall of Fame above a Hall of Fame, those dudes.
That's
are
the Hall of Fame of Hall of Fame classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might
That's
be
probably the best
I
like
can't think
the
off the top
best
of my head
class.
a better class. I mean, maybe there is that, and maybe classes back in the day. I can't think, but off the top of my head, from recent classes, that's
No, there's
that's
no
a-
way. The only way there'd be a better class is if they
Is if-
combine years. There's no way that
Or if like the '84 like all got inducted at the same time.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just wait
Or
till
like 2000. I mean, well, 2003 guys can't, because
just
Dwayne
wait
Wade
till
retired. Right?
LeBron,
They're waiting.
Carmelo, D Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Well, Wade already retired, so that's already a year.
Oh, you're right.
know,
You're right.
yeah.
And
right, so-
LeBron, he'll probably still be in the league when D Wade get enshrined for
Well,
real.
LeBron, he's gonna retire when Bronny retires.
Yeah, so I was
See
thinking,
the time when Bronny
55.
retired.
dude. I
55.
don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know if you guys saw him shirtless warming up before the game, but he's like, I mean, he does not look his age. My God.
So listen
Nah,
to
that
this
guy's
for
a freak of
Chris
nature.
Webber. Listen
Freak
to
of
this for
nature.
Chris Webber. He's 94th overall in points, 158th in assists, 68th in rebounds, 92nd in blocks, 58th in steals. He's a 5-time All-Star. He's a 5-time All-NBA player. Like
Those are
he's-
Hall of Fame.
I just think
He's a top
when
100
you
player.
look at Tim Duncan, when you compare, when you look at the
I
Tim
know,
Duncan
yeah.
era
His class,
That's-
his class
that's-
yeah, 2020.
and all
Yeah.
Dirk
of
Nowitzki,
his time,
you
yeah.
look at that, and they have like 15 All-Star game and MVPs and World Championships. That's what's going to hurt him because you look at that, compare, and you're like, okay, he's not even close to
At
those
that
guys.
position,
So when
that's
you
a,
look
that's
at
a good
that,
point. That's a good point.
That's what I think has hurt him. Is that
Yeah.
it's not that his talent,
But he's
is-
been waiting longer than those cats too, though. Like that's the thing is like what's taking
But
so
I think
long.
that's just that's just the process. They're just thinking about like in that his era was he considered one of the best power
yeah.
forwards? Yes,
I mean, he
a
was,
tremendous-
yes, to
he was
answer
one of
that
the players.
question.
He was not at the level at KG, Dirk, Tim Duncan, all those other power forwards. So I think that's what hurts him. His
I
chance
mean,
to get all. He'll get
running
in.
into Shaquille O'Neal over
Oh,
and
no,
over
that was
again.
it.
Then, yeah.
2000 and then losing to Shaq all those years. Even though they got
Sacramento
robbed
Queens.
in 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a joke. I mean, we all know that's a joke. Like
Yeah.
they got screwed out of that. So that
Yeah.
if that had turned, I think if they went to the finals, because that team was stacked.
Oh, they win that. They win that
Christie,
final.
Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic. I mean, they had Hito Turkoglu come off the bench. Bobby Jackson. They had
Yeah,
some
and
dudes on
and
that.
Wallace, Gerald Wallace.
Gerald Wallace.
Young, baby Gerald Wallace. I don't even think he was playing, so you can't even consider Gerald. But they had.
If he was like
some
20,
dudes on
he was
that.
he was a teenager. God think
Yeah,
about it. He was a
he's
teenager.
He wasn't
He's a
getting-
baby
he
out of
wasn't-
Alabama.
I don't
wasn't
think he
getting
was
much
even playing. He
time.
might have been on the team, but he wasn't even playing.
Nah,
but
he
they
wasn't getting much playing time.
Yeah, but then he messed around and went to Charlotte
Got
and
his
ended
money.
up being
Got
their best player.
paid. He got paid. Jordan always gonna get you paid. Don't.
Yeah.
don't
Jordan brand, bro. He owns his own.
Jordan.
The Jordan brand, you know.
And the
it's-
cool thing about that is that people are going to have to wear his logo next year, which means that LeBron James is going to be having to wear a Jordan jersey. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
didn't know
But
that.
It's
Jordan's going to be the
crazy for the
official
Pistons.
jersey
Oh, I
sponsor.
didn't know that.
Bro, that's a huge flex.
Oh, overall? Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
just
Major
the
flex.
Cleveland
That's a
jersey.
That's like
He's a legend, bro. That's why he's the
That's a
GOAT.
legend. Right. That's why they go. Right.
some-
Yo, you
That's
gotta wear
some-
my jersey with my logo on it.
Pistons
Yeah.
fans-
I'm a legend.
he can't and he
Pistons
can't
fans
not
were
do it
complaining
either.
About that.
I bet
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah,
I
people.
mean, cool, Pistons fans, go ahead. I
Oh,
guess.
Pistons.
What are you gonna do? Right. You playing the little Caesar Center.
With that trash ass basketball y'all playing in the '80s, call that basketball. With
All right. Yeah, don't even get me started.
Doo-doo ass basketball. Bill Laimbeer would get dunked on by freaking Samuel Dallenberg.
Exactly.
You know, every time
Fake
somebody,
tough guy.
Seton Hall,
Fake
yeah.
tough guy.
every time somebody like brings up Bill Laimbeer, I'm like, no. If you're just gonna start, you're just gonna start bringing up white dudes. That's all you're gonna do. Like I know how this is gonna go.
Essentially.
They do it. That's what they do every time. Like, yeah, but Bill Laimbeer, like, stop.
Rick Mahorn, like those. Come on, like they
I
wouldn't
mean,
play
Joe
basketball.
Joe Dumars
Oh,
was
Joe
that
Dumars.
dude though.
Joe
Joe
Dumars.
Dumars was that
I'll give
dude.
you Joe Dumars.
Oh, they were
I'll give
good.
you Isaiah Thomas, but
I-
that's it.
But that's it.
On Twitter,
those-
when-
They had McDice too for a while, man. McDice was that dude.
I was on Twitter when that was revealed, and like they
They can't hear you, Edgar.
Yeah, we're losing
We're
our
losing you,
time.
Edgar. We're losing you, Edgar. But yeah, those it's crazy, bro. Jordan with the major.
how's the Blazers game looking?
19.
I ain't
well,
even-
I'm behind. I'm gonna say 19.
I'm gonna say I'm
23.
behind. I got
behind.
25-19.
25-19
Oh,
right now.
well,
It's
yep.
kind of it's slow pace
Definitely.
right now. It's slow pace right now, but it's fun day though. We had a fun
Yeah,
day,
man.
guys. This was
Yeah.
fun.
Oh,
This
no,
was
yeah.
fun.
I
We
tell you,
gotta-
this all-day basketball NBA playoffs, like I'm here for it. Like
Bro.
I am here for
Yes,
it.
sir.
West
I think-
Coast games starting
think
at 9 o'clock.
exactly like we.
It's March
crazy.
Madness, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Loving
But just
it.
think about it. We wouldn't like. Obviously, the pandemic. You know, it's awful and all that. But you know, if we're just gonna talk basketball, like this is great to get a game at what 1:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Post time.
Sure.
I love
I
it.
mean,
Right.
instead of having to wait,
10:30 in the morning out here in the
Usually-
West Coast, man.
usually we would have to
The
wait
life.
to what? We would have to wait to 7:30
7
East Coast time,
o'clock,
and then like
yeah.
the West. Like we wouldn't be able to watch Blazers versus Lakers. We'd be
No.
probably
We'd
sleeping.
past
I
our
can't-
bedtime.
I can't
No, but
let
I'll
you on the
tell you-
West Coast.
I'll
You're
tell you
West Coast.
another huge thing. I should have put it in the article. Now that I think about it, think about like normally this is April right now. We're just in
Mhm.
April, so like kids are at school and even like they don't get to see any of this stuff. So
No.
now you got kids at home, like they're out in the driveway playing basketball, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're watching John Morant or any of these new stars now. That's huge.
Jason
man.
Tatum putting up
Yeah,
buckets.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, like that might be that kid's favorite player forever because of that game.
That's a good point, Jeff.
Stuff
That's a good
matters,
point.
man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, to get
Yeah.
basketball, some matinee
Yeah.
basketball, some early
Yes.
basketball.
Everybody
that's
All
gets
day,
it.
all day,
Everybody-
back
all
to back
day.
to back to back.
A
exactly
positive
back
that
to,
came
and
out
then
of the pandemic.
that's the only. I mean, if you're just
Right,
talking purely
right.
basketball for the pandemic, I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
That's
'Cause
it.
Listen, we would have to
Right.
wait till 7 o'clock, and then you might have to pick a game you want to watch because they might have to. The first round there's so many games, so you might have to pick. Oh, I gotta watch this game, and then and then we have to wait. The West Coast game starts so late that it's the game end at 1 o'clock, and you might not be able to watch it. Now the West Coast games now start at 8 o'clock. And so you can watch every game from start to finish, and still be able to go to sleep and get ready for work
Get
the
the
next day.
rest.
Like,
Right.
And then a
Get
couple
my
hours
rest.
into work, catch the first of the next game.
and then be able to
No, it's great.
go. I'm
Right.
at work and I can watch the first game, the first couple hours of the first game, and be good. And go home and then get to watch the rest of the games. I think obviously they're not gonna be able to keep that format because obviously once we get back to
Oh yeah,
normal,
Normal.
obviously it's gonna change. But man, the
I'm
bubble
loving
life.
it though, for real though.
Right.
You know that the changes will come out of this. They won't ignore it. Like
They're gonna make. There's gonna be
they're looking
changes
at
to
the ratings. They're looking at how people are devouring this.
That
and-
play-in tourney though,
Yeah.
The play-in
and it's gonna
tournament
get
is gonna-
expanded. It's
the
gonna be
play-in
expanded
tournament
too.
it's like with baseball. Like they experimented with the play-in game, and then boom, they kept it. Like, oh no, this works.
Yep.
This works.
This is the
That
most
play-in-
excited I ever been to see who was the eighth
Who's
best team in the Western
right.
Conference.
Exactly, right. It makes it fun. It makes it makes it matter. It makes it matter. You want meaningful basketball at the end of the year, you know.
And then Portland turned around and upset the Lakers in Game 1 after playing
Both
that
8
high
seeds-
intensity basketball.
Both 8 seeds
Both
beat
8
the
seeds.
one. That's the first time it happened since I think 2002 or 2000.
And what kind of precedent does that
2003.
set now, right?
2003,
Like,
yeah, you're right.
what kind of precedent does that set now with the play-in tournament in its first year? The winner of the play-in tournament upset the number 1 seed.
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's high stakes, man. So you got to feel like any time that you get a chance to be the 8th seed, you be like, hey, you know, like we need to take this because we can end up upsetting a number 1 team,
Yeah, and
especially
with
if
no
you're
home-
an injury-riddled team.
Yeah.
And no home court advantage. So that, I mean,
It's huge.
so
Yeah.
like Milwaukee
travel.
would.
No travel.
You know, so it goes both ways because you don't have home court advantage, but you also don't have to worry about the travel.
Exactly.
So it's. I'm sure they're feeling that you know, usually Milwaukee could feed off that crowd, and they probably maybe they come off and they win their first game just coming up with the crowd. But you don't have that crowd. You know, that's going to be that's the interesting part about this too is like, right, there's no crowd.
Well, technically,
No
Orlando was the home team, and they did win.
Well,
so-
technically, what Mickey Mouse is on their side. Mickey Mouse is on their side.
There you go.
Yeah, boy, USC.
I give a ton of credit for these players that can play in these empty gyms and keep up this energy, man. Like it like I was at we were outside watching the games earlier today, getting something to eat. When you look up, it looks like a normal, you know, average NBA game, and I'm like, those guys are playing in front of digital screens.
Mhm.
I give them so much credit for
Fake
keeping
noise,
for
yeah.
keeping the energy up and all that. Like it's what they're doing is pretty cool. I mean, I look at
It's
this.
not easy, man.
It's just
I
a
give
gift.
these guys credit, man. This is not easy playing in an
No.
environment
No.
where
Oh, absolutely.
you're used to, especially when we get to playoff. You're used to 15,000 people screaming off the top of the, and that can
Yep.
and that can help you go get to a run where you might need a run. You're down
Yeah.
10, 15 points, and you go on that 10-0 run, and you feed off that crowd. I mean, it's hard to get that with no crowd. So you have to try to find that extra oomph in you to get that. You know, I give these guys a lot of credit for going.
Whoever wins this championship is going to
This championship
absolutely
is worth
deserve
it.
There's no
Yeah.
asterisks on this championship.
No, there
They
can't
deserve
be.
it. They deserve it.
If this might be the toughest championship there's ever been.
Yeah, I don't argue
is
with
a
you. I think I feel
No,
that.
yeah, for sure.
Games
Sure.
every other day that you have to play. You
And
don't.
especially out west.
You
Dude,
can't go out and do
If
anything.
you come out the west, you win the championship. You might be you deserve
Shoot.
that championship.
Even
And
the
you can't-
East, even the
and
East
the
this year
East, man, the
too.
East is dog.
Even the East, like the
Bro,
top half of the
Miami-
East.
Miami, man.
Dude, Miami looks good.
Miami,
Yeah.
Miami,
Yeah.
Boston, Eastern Conference.
They are going
Finals.
to upset the Bucks. Calling it.
Hey,
Upsetting
if the
Bucks.
Magic can hang a game on them, man, they don't want to see Miami. Like,
I
if,
don't
Right.
think Milwaukee wants to see Miami in round 2.
No,
Oh, that's gonna be a
Yeah.
but they
Miami.
will.
Nobody wants to see Miami.
Duncan
Miami.
Robinson.
That's just one of them teams.
Duncan
Duncan
Robinson's
Robinson.
a bad man. He's
Wait,
a
wait,
bad
for
man.
nine-
Duncan Robinson, that's Jamie from Progressive.
Well, Jamie from Progressive is a bad man. He is killing it.
Jamie can shoot.
Jamie
Yo,
can
that's
shoot.
I can't, yo.
And just like their insurance policy,
those
he's got
commercials,
you
bro.
covered. You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I
the
mean?
commercials on the commercials.
Yo, listen, they gotta get him on one of those commercials, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So real
Yeah,
quick,
Dude, they
Hey
should-
man, you need to be dude's agent, man, and get
Yeah.
him some
Alright.
contracts, bro.
I'd like to be one of their agents.
Hey, man,
I'm
let me
behind
hold
I'm
something.
behind on some of the shows because you guys put out a ton of content. Just real quick. So we talked about the who came out of this best. What was the most disappointing part so far? Like coming out of the bubble. I know Zion. I think. What was the most disappointing?
If we're talking bubble, it's got to be New Orleans. It has
well,
to
we're
be.
talking
Yeah.
about New Orleans.
Yeah.
Right?
They quit. I don't think they played the
They
hard.
quit. Yeah, they quit.
Well, their front office hamstrung Gentry. Like, if you were ever going to fire Gentry, It shouldn't be for this year.
He should have got
Because-
fired years ago. Honestly,
years
he
ago,
should've
but
got
this
fired
year
years
he
ago,
got
but
all their young dudes playing right. Like Lonzo at one point was looking really
Lonzo,
good. Brandon
Lonzo-
Ingram had an
Lonzo was
explosion.
trash.
Lonzo in the bubble, I don't know what happened.
In the trash, he was, or in the bubble, he was trash. But like before the
No, but I'm talking
hiatus,
about
he
the
was
bubble.
killing it.
If you're talking
Yeah.
about the bubble,
Yeah, we're
he
talking
was
about the bubble.
awful. He was awful.
And the
And
bubble,
Brandon
he was-
Ingram out of nowhere for this year too. Like Brandon Ingram turned around and looked like a star player. So like Gentry had these young dudes playing playing decent, man.
They definitely disappointed me for sure.
Yeah, I thought
they
so.
just
Yeah.
they didn't look like they were into it. I don't know why. I don't know if it was coaching. I don't know if it was just.
It wasn't coaching,
they
man.
weren't
Gentry
feeling
wanted him
it.
to play.
no,
Gentry wanted
no, I'm
him
not
to
talking
play.
about the Zion situation.
Okay.
Because Gentry's coaching to me was I was never I'm not a big Gentry guy. But I think it, not to say he deserved to get fired, but I agree with him not coming back for next year. But they didn't have nothing. Like, they have too much talent, and it's not the like they have great young talent, but the veterans they have JJ Redick, Drew Holiday, they got
Derek Favors.
Derek Favors, they got vets there.
Listen, with
that
better
they didn't put them in
coaching,
places.
with better coaching, that team could have done better.
Yes.
I think D'Antoni goes there, man, because Houston, they still didn't renew
I don't
dude's
know. Houston's
contract.
doing their thing right now.
Yeah.
They might have to.
They might reconsider.
Hey, but man, like
I
all
can
year
see-
long, he's been mad at them, though. All year long,
You know
he's been
what?
mad at him.
I can see.
Yeah, but if
Kenny
Harden wants him
Atkinson-
back, and Westbrook wants him back, he'll be back. He'll be back.
I mean, it's still D'Antoni's call, though.
I can see Kenny Atkinson taking the
Kenny
job.
can't coach everywhere,
No.
man.
He's going to Chicago.
Couch wants him. Couch
He's going to Chicago.
Kenny the Bull. It's already,
I think
it was
I
foretold.
think Kenny would be better in Chicago than New Orleans, just because Chicago's a little still behind New Orleans as far as like all the talent. So I think he'd
New
be
Orleans
perfect
got a
Chicago.
lot of draft picks, though, man. A lot of draft picks.
A lot of New Orleans. If they get the right coach, New Orleans can take that next step because they have the players. I mean, they have so much talent. They got to fix Lonzo because Lonzo in the bubble was trash.
Yeah.
Well, the front office got to let Lonzo play. Like, that's the deal.
Now, what do they do with Brandon Ingram though? Do they keep?
He's restricted. I
Oh,
think
no
I
doubt
think
you
they're gonna
keep
match
him.
Oh,
him.
you keep him.
They're gonna match him.
That's
Don't
probably
matter.
the easiest decision they have this
They're gonna
offseason.
But I'm
Even
saying
though
with another team,
him and Zion together is not the perfect fit, but they got to figure that out. They have
Especially
to figure that out.
defensively. Especially defensively.
They need to figure that out because they need that core because
Because
I
if they're going to
like
be playing
core.
the 4 and the 5, their defense has got to look all kinds of different than what we see in the
Their
NBA.
defense, yeah. But they have like I said, just still have Holiday. I don't know if they're going to bring back JJ Redick.
Well,
he's
Reddick's
still a
coming
good
back
player.
for next year. He's coming back for next year. That's it.
So
That's the minimum.
they have the pieces. They like I said, maybe if they find the right coach that could take them to the next level, I think they could happen because they have
Mark
so much
Jackson.
Mark
I'm
Jackson.
playing.
Mark Jackson should have been y'all's coach this year. He should have been y'all's
He
coach.
would
Mine.
get fired in 2 years because he would just butt
Yeah.
heads with everyone. He would
Yeah.
just butt heads with
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
There's no way him and Dolan would have been clashing.
That's what happened if he did that with the Warriors. What do you think he's gonna do with the Knicks?
I don't know, man.
And the
Like,
pressure, man. The
he
pressure.
did build a dynasty, though. I'm just saying, like, someone should give that man a chance.
He laid the foundation.
He laid
for
the foundation.
dynasty,
I don't know if
yes.
he helped it, and then Steve Kerr just took that thing and just
Yeah.
Yeah,
to the next level.
I think it was just about time for it to happen, though. It's like they got, obviously years. I think it's because like it's offense and defense.
He got
work.
Tony
Obviously-
Dungy, man.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah.
With Curry, he just let him go. Like offensively, go, like go.
Because with Mark
like-
Jackson, that team was top 10, like I think top
Yeah, they
5
were
or
still-
10 in offense and defense. under
Yeah,
him.
it was still yeah.
At some point, you got to put up with differences and be like, you know what, we're producing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
But this
Right.
beast, I mean, look at Phil
Yeah.
Jackson. Phil Jackson got fired. The Bulls said, we just won back to back to back, and we're like, Phil Jackson, you're gone. So
he probably
it's
got
all about
fired on the
relationships.
phone in Montana.
Phil
Like he
Jackson-
probably
Oh, yeah.
wasn't even in
Like
New York.
they fired Phil Jackson, and he just won 6 championships.
Right.
If you don't get along with the GM, they don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll fire
They
you.
don't
you
care.
know?
Right.
You can be Phil Jackson. Same thing with the Lakers. Like this stuff happens. Pat
the 90s and now are much more different
Riley
as
with the
far
Knicks,
as
Pat Riley. He wanted more
Right.
control. The Knicks were like, nah, and like look him now. Like he's
Okay, real quick. I got you
but
guys.
Miami gave him a chance.
Yeah. How good a coach is Eric Spoelstra?
He's
Tremendous.
one of the best
Oh, he's
in
great.
the NBA.
He's great.
He's
Great coach.
If I had to, off the top of my head, he's at top 3 right now. Just
He's
off the
top
top
5 in there.
He's
Top
top five
5
all
easy.
time.
right now for sure.
Yeah.
Time.
him, Pop, Brad Stevens,
Steve Nurse.
Steve Kerr, Nick Nurse.
Nurse.
Dude, that Toronto team looks good.
Nick
Yeah.
Nurse.
Nick Nurse.
He's doing it without a lot of players this year. But hey,
Right.
guys, I'm gonna have to bounce ahead to work, fellas.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all
We're
having me
gonna
on,
hop
guys.
off anywhere in a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
minutes. We're gonna. I appreciate this. This was
I
fun,
was
guys.
about to, well, real quick,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
somebody
go.
answered. Somebody
I'll
answered the
let you
question
guys.
because I was
Big
like,
favor.
Hey, Steven.
to Jeff's point, he was saying what's the most disappointing thing that happened. Obviously, it was New Orleans, but to me, it was that the Suns weren't able. I don't know how it worked because like obviously the Suns and Memphis had the same record, and
They should have been able to play in that.
that's why I was
Yeah.
confused about that part. Like why
Because they
the
were
Suns
tied.
were out.
They were technically
Yeah, because that's what I'm
tied.
saying.
Oh,
so I
you
was like, I
gotta
don't know if it was something I didn't understand.
So why
or
not have them play
Okay.
Memphis in a one game?
That's what I'm saying, and then play,
and then do the
play-
8-9. Like
Yeah,
why
you
not
gotta
have-
give that Suns team another game.
That's what I was
God,
thinking was
yeah,
going to
that's
happen.
not-
But they were
Yeah,
like,
they would have
nah,
played Portland.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
That
they were
was
like,
crazy.
Portland-
Because
Suns are out.
Portland
I was
lost
like,
the
what?
game in the bubble, right? Or 2 games.
They lost 2, I think.
They lost
No,
two. They
one.
went,
Yeah,
they
2
went
games.
6-2 in the bubble, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
6-2 in the bubble, and then
That's what I was like. I thought it was just something I wasn't understanding because I was like, they got a tie record. So I
And
was
you know
like,
what's
why-
crazy about Phoenix? They came into the bubble as a team like everyone's talking about. Devin Booker probably being traded. The front office they don't know what they're doing. They're one of those teams where like they're underachieving again. This is the same old
Right.
Suns, blah blah blah. DeAndre and they could have had Luka, all that, and then just like that, the flip of the switch,
And
Devin
they
Booker
had him
took the game
for-
to another level.
And they had him
Yeah.
for an 0-8 record too.
Yeah, I Bleacher Report, of course. They had him go 0-8, and then boom, like Devin Booker. Obviously he hit the big shot against the Clippers, but
Yeah.
even that he was averaging like 33 a game in the bubble.
Right.
DeAndre Ayton shooting threes now. Mikal
Right.
Bridges. Ricky Rubio was looking like Spain
Right.
Ricky Rubio.
Right.
They got some,
Right.
and then that's without Kelly Oubre playing.
Kelly
Right.
Oubre and
Yeah, I
Aaron
forgot
Baines.
Kelly Oubre was-
Aaron
Yeah.
Baines didn't play.
I think
Right.
that's a team that benefited from the bubble. I think
Oh, yeah.
whatever it was helped. And I'm not saying it's a negative, but that's not
And
the
their
same.
coach too. They have good coaching too.
Yeah,
Monty
that's not
Williams-
Yeah,
Same
Monty
team.
Williams.
I root.
Yeah.
They play hard for that man. They
He
play
is a good
hard for that man. He's a good.
He
dude.
should have been coaching the Pelicans now.
He was on the Pelicans. He was the assistant.
He was on the
Like I
Pelicans.
thought he should have been the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edgar's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
There's
he-
a lot of good coaches and good teams out there. I don't know if we can give all the credit to the Warriors. I think really the Spurs, but quote unquote small ball has changed everything. Like it's so much more even and it's changed the game.
There's so much talent in the league.
Oh, it's
I don't think there's ever been a
It's
point in
right.
basketball where there's
No.
the talent has been
Right.
this high.
nope, absolutely.
Especially in the Western Conference.
Oh my god.
I mean, we talked about it, like the Western
Right.
Conference 1 through 15. I mean,
All
the
of them can make
worst the worst team is what, Sacramento? And if they're
Right.
healthy, they could be a player.
It was right there.
They got to get rid of Luke Walton. He's not. He's a talk about bad coaches. Luke Walton he keeps getting jobs. He needs to stop getting jobs.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
He tried to Tony Dungy somebody.
yeah, like he don't deserve. I'm surprised. Like Vlade, they just fired Vlade and Peja. Luke Walton got to go. But
He will, yeah.
the talent in the NBA
It's amazing.
It's just crazy.
It's fun
Yeah.
to see.
And ever since I started doing the podcast, I learned to appreciate the players even more. Just watching, getting more in depth
Agreed.
with basketball. And I always felt like I knew basketball, but just actually like diving into basketball more, and you just appreciate guys so much more. And the talent, like there's so much talent. There's so many good players in this league, and we just don't appreciate it at times because. We like to, a lot of people like to just like, oh, it's not the same basketball. It's different. It's like, yeah, it's not the same 90s basketball where the scores were 72-74. Ain't nobody want to see that. I don't want to see a 72-74 game. Like we saw the Last Dance, like the Bulls win a game 78-72.
Different game, man.
Like we saw Dallas versus who Dallas played with?
Denver.
Like Denver.
Oh no!
right?
Oh no! No! The Clippers, Portland. Yeah.
Oh, the Clippers, where it was like 100 and like
Wasn't it 150?
it was like 160. It was like that game where it was
100.
crazy.
Yeah, it was like 145 to 135 or something like that.
I know it's not. Like, I want to see some defense, but man, you can't tell me that that's not entertaining. Like you're not glued to watching a game, 150s to like yo, you watching that game like whoa, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, James Harden. You know, it's the talent.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't think we've ever at any point in NBA history we've ever seen talent like this. Like
I did the same thing last year when I started doing the football podcast and started breaking down film like after the games, like on Sunday mornings, like watching the college games. I was like, oh my god, like these guys are so good. It's incredible across the board. And the NBA is just their athleticism just.
I'm getting tagged in Nick's post now, man. Edgar, man, this is awful. Oh man, this is awful. Oh, of course, yeah. Tag me in that, of course. You know what? People are sick. You know that? People are sick. They're disrespectful.
I don't know. Me and Coach had a good night. I'm sure.
Oh, we had a great night. Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is the life of being a Knicks fan. It's like,
I was all right until Steven read off those 8 picks.
Even if the Bulls had got the 8 pick, like no offense, but y'all would have got clowned on if they got the Bulls. Be like,
no. But the Knicks it's expected to have at least a top pick.
The Knicks are going to get clowned. A Bleacher Report already started already. They already got
the players already started.
NBA look, Bleacher Report literally just tweeted this. I just got the alert. NBA players trolled Knicks pick. De'Aaron Fox, Enes Kanter clowned on Knicks on Twitter after they landed the 8th pick. Like, come on, no other team got to deal with this.
No,
literally no other team has to deal with this. Y'all Bulls fans have it good, man. Everyone loves you because of Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Everyone loves you because of Jordan. Nobody, Jelani, no offense, Atlanta, nobody really talking about. It doesn't matter where Atlanta picked. Nobody was going to clown y'all. But the damn Knicks, we get clowned off again at our top 8 pick.
Because Atlanta got those throwback uniforms. They got
Trae Young.
Yeah. We went back with our new uniforms. I'm getting gotta get more. Yeah.
Fucking
Atlanta always looks good.
Yeah.
Nah, them Volt, whatever they was going with, the checkerboard Volt ones that they had. Terrible. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
It's tough.
Lime green. Yeah.
It's Edgar. You saw the Bleacher Report trash us?
No, not yet. I'm gonna check all that once I get out.
I'm blocking them. Officially blocking them. They're getting blocked. I don't want to see the negativity, man.
No, man. We're
listen, man. Between Bleacher Report posting all this nonsense and
ESPN
turning into
tomorrow morning.
ESPN has turned into a
Stephen A. Smith's going in on us.
Listen, ESPN is being ran by like 10-year-olds. Ever since sports went out, they post like the silliest things, like TikToks and all this stuff. Like
that's why I bet you go to Off the Ball Network.
Off the ball,
right?
Yeah,
you don't need ESPN.
They come with we're the best. We're the up and coming media outlet that gives you everything. Atlanta fans, we got Chicago fans, and we got sad Knicks fans. We got everything. We got Coach Five with happy Knicks fan.
Man,
but we got happy basketball.
We got me and Edgar sad Knicks fan. So you get both worlds of Knicks Nation.
Absolutely
right.
Stuff is getting out of hand, man. You got pages like some NBA pages posting stuff like a highlight of a kid playing a high school game and saying like, yeah, he's gonna eat in the league. Bro, he hasn't played a college game.
Did you see that ESPN stuff? Are you talking about that ESPN thing they did?
Dude, you got a juice box.
They're talking about high school kids, like Mike Schmidt, who's the lead like NBA draft dude. He was talking about where he was at a camp and this one kid was trash. He's like pretty much he said it nicely, but he pretty much was saying, dude, the kid was trash. And that they took one clip of him doing like a highlight dunk. And like everyone tweeted like, "Oh, he's killing it at the camp," and the kid tweeted it, and like he was like, "What? He was awful." And then, like, bro, he got offers from that one clip, and he was like, "Dude, he was god awful," and yet that one clip, it's clickbait. That one clip,
right.
If ESPN
and he was awful. He was like, bro, he was trash.
if ESPN and Bleacher Report put out a tweet and you dunked or like you had like one crazy game, that's it. Look at Carson Edwards on the Celtics. Remember before they drafted him, he had some games, where he was scoring and everything, and everybody started saying, yeah, he's a bucket. He's gonna kill it in the league, rookie of the year. And now look, he barely played.
You don't even play.
And what Taco Fall was like that too. Another and his teammate.
Caruso on the Lakers.
Alex Caruso, God.
Oh my God,
They
yo.
made him famous, yo. He played. He had his game one. He had like 1 point.
They had people
Right.
thinking
Yeah,
that
one
Caruso
highlight
could
dunk.
stop Dame.
He had one highlight dunk.
I know.
And you know what? They if they want to make you famous, they'll make you famous. You could be the 12th man.
Exactly.
You play 1 minute, they'll make
That's
you.
the edge a lot of these kids got over kids.
Yep.
Obviously, 5-10 years ago, that probably could actually have played. Like you said,
But that's a detriment to him.
yeah, it's a
Detriment, I think. I
Yep.
think so.
Everyone
Because
wants a highlight.
yeah, because now we live in the instant gratification world, microwave society, where
Exactly.
okay, like you said, like you said, Edgar, like oh, you 8-year-old, oh, he gonna cook in the league. He's only 13 years old. Like we don't know how he's gonna develop. Like how he's gonna cook. Like
Think about like 24/7 Sports and Rivals. They're ranking 14-year-olds. Like Mikey
Right.
Williams is 14 years old, and they're calling him a 5-star. I'm like, first of all, how can you rank him? How can you rank 14-year-olds already, bro?
They
They're
rank
playing
Right.
for the 14-year-old. How do you rank another 14-year-old as a 5-star player? Like,
and then
how? Like it's
right.
impossible.
And then
And I
when
don't
they don't
even-
amount, and then when they don't amount to a 5-star or something, they tear them down.
They tear them out.
What they do, they
And now he was a bust. He was never going to be this good. Blah blah blah. They do it in football too. Like they recruited him when he was seventh grade. Like, why are you recruiting a 7th grader, bro?
Um,
Like, why are you
What was
recruiting a 7th grader? Like, no, they're not even developed, bro. Like, how are you recruiting a 7th grader? That sounds silly. Ridiculous. Like, but like you said, it's instant gratification. You know, everyone wants instant high, like dunking. Like when you go to Baller's Life, what do you see? You just see dunking, more dunking. A block,
And
a block on a 5'4", a little 5'4" kid. You see on a block into the stand.
right.
Well, that's not impressive. That doesn't impress me. I'm sorry.
Right.
You're shooting threes and show me you with 2 guys on you, you know, passing, you know, dribble, dribble, like, you know, and dribble handoff situations and pick and roll.
Right.
You got guys
Right.
like Brandon Ingram who had such a great season. He played so well. But you got Bleacher Report and ESPN talking about Caruso. Caruso's this. Caruso, we
Right.
love Caruso.
Right.
Meanwhile,
25, an all-star, and get
Right.
more play on ESPN. Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
Right.
Brandon Ingram drops 40. What do you see? Caruso dunking the ball.
It's the Dellavedova. It's the Dellavedova technique.
Yep. Exactly.
It's crazy, man. But this is the world we live in, man. We live
I
in
know.
the era, like I watch all these highlights of these kids and like, oh, he's a 5-star. It's like, how is he a
How?
he dunks? Oh, he
Right.
dunked also, man. He had a great game, but he shot 25%. How is that a good game?
And
But
you
he
know
had
what?
30. And
Right.
you see, like I saw an interview with this kid was like, yo, I had 30 points, I had this and that, and then you look at the actual stat line, you're like, dude, you shot like 50 times for like 15%. Like,
Right.
how are you
And-
happy with that? Like, that's garbage, bro.
And
you
then
lost. And you
right.
lost.
And then what? Right.
That's
And then
you.
what kills?
And you're the reason why they lost because you shot 60 shots. Like, how is that? Like, I don't know. Today's era is different. That's the
All
only
right,
way I hate about today's era. That like,
Right.
especially at the AAU levels and all that. Like, that basketball is just.
And and to me, to me, I don't like it. Like this, like I remember they were comparing Cayenne, Anthony, and what's the other kid? LeBron's son, Bryce.
Bryce. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
the kids,
And
they're
to me, and that's like they babies, and I'm like,
I know the video you're talking about too. It was probably Paul was like one of them, and like these kids are like 12.
right? I'm like they 12. I'm like, yo, I'm about, and they talk about all such and so they garbage. I'm like, man, I'm getting ready to call Chris Hansen on y'all because y'all looking at these little 12-year-old little boys and y'all analyzing them. I'm about to call Chris Hansen on y'all.
Even Bronny, like people, oh, Bronny didn't play good this year. I was like, do you know what? You know
He's a
who's
freshman in
Bronny?
high school.
Everybody that was in front of him.
Sierra
Right.
had like, you know,
Everybody's a 5-star.
Brandon Boston.
yeah,
freaking-
Boston,
Right. They got guys who
Wade-
going.
Wade
These
wasn't
guys.
even playing that much.
bro, Dwayne
Yeah.
Wade's son had to transfer
Yeah.
because he couldn't get playing time.
Yeah, it's like.
And then I didn't like how Dwayne Wade handled that situation either. I didn't like that because he put the coach out on TV and I'm like, man, you can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
you a grown man.
What did he expect?
You can't be doing that.
What did he expect? That team is stacked.
Right.
Now,
And then if,
going to
right.
Stanford.
And then if you
Williams had everybody.
You got 5 stars up the wazoo. Bronny's not even. You see, LeBron James' son is not even playing. Like he's only he's a freshman. Like so
if he was in any school in the country, he'd been playing.
So but this era is different, guys. This is a different era we live in.
Full ride, like they're gonna be draft picks. Like all these guys.
Exactly. Like
he's a freshman, and he's a freshman.
How do you rank freshmen? They're like, oh, Brian's a 5-star. How? How is he a 5-star? You don't even know.
And you know what? Even sophomores too, because I don't know if you guys know Amani Bates. Bates.
Oh yeah, Amani. Yeah.
Oh, he's the next. He's gonna be a.
And I'm like,
how do we know that?
Like he's a class of 2023. Like yo, he still got 3 years left in high school.
They say the same thing. He's a 5-star. I don't.
Right.
You should only be ranked. I hate rankings.
I hate it too.
It could because listen. Damian Lillard was a 3-star recruit who went to Weber State.
Right.
So to me, rankings could be. I mean, I saw how many 5-star. There's more. Just have you ever gone on 24/7 Sports and look at all the 5-stars in the past? And be like, wow, he didn't even touch the league. This dude. Then you look down and you see Damian Lillard and all these guys.
Jimmy Butler.
They put out these highlight videos, and people go crazy. Like, what's that kid's name? I think his last name is Newman or something. Like he had a highlight video where he was
I know who you are.
Like crazy.
I know you talking about.
Oh, Julian Newman, that one kid. He had like a whole like Netflix something on.
Right, they think he
Ellen, right? And he was like he was supposed to be like the next Prodigy.
Yeah.
It's called Prodigy too. Like
he had a Prodigy.
He had a thing on Overtime. The show.
I saw they did a documentary on Marbury. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's good, man.
Oh yeah,
I bet it is.
I heard it's emotional. I said I'm gonna check it out.
Guys, it reminded me of that when Steven brought up Sebastian Telfair. It always puts him in the same.
Telfair's situation's even sadder, man, because the fact that he lost both his parents for COVID.
Really? I didn't know that.
He's in jail for a charge. And like he was. I mean, him and LeBron. I mean, they
was on the cover, right? And that's what
Sports Illustrated, like
right. And that's why
man, that's another situation.
They were on the same level because he came out in 04, LeBron came out in 03. So we thought he was going to be the next guy.
Yeah.
And I was one of those key people, and I was a lot of them was like, man, he should have went to Louisville and got some coaching with Rick Pitino.
That's a situation where like obviously we know LeBron was going to be great. Like he didn't go to college, but if Sebastian Telfair had gone to Louisville, I think Pitino was still there, right?
Pitino was still there. Yeah, Pitino was there.
A year under Pitino.
I think it would have helped
Sebastian. But that's the thing we're going to, and not to get sidetracked, but the whole high school, the issue I have with going high school, if they go back to that, high school to pro, you're going to have, especially nowadays, you may have
kids.
The amount of kids that think they could go straight to the pros out of high school.
Easily. Right.
I mean, that number, we think underclassmen go out now as freshmen. Just think about the high school kids that are going to think, I mean, that number is going to get crazy, and then you're gonna see for every LeBron James, there's a Needy, there's a Kwame Brown, there's guys that we don't even heard of that decided to go high school to pro that didn't even get drafted. And look at
I think the G League and stuff.
That's what I hope so too.
For the kids,
that's what I hope so.
Basketball, but for the kids,
Lenny Cook, Lenny Cook, another one. Lenny Cook was supposed to be that dude.
Yeah. And he just spit in thin air.
Sniffed the NBA. He got like
he even sniffed college.
Yeah, he got a
he
summer
go to college.
Deal. Yeah, the guy in the comments just mentioned Lenny Cook. I'm like, man, Lenny
Cook. Yeah,
people were talking about Lenny Cook as like he was better than Braun at one point.
LeBron, right? Because at that time, going into that camp, he was. Remember, going into that camp, he was.
And
he was ranked higher than LeBron.
And Lenny Cook was never the same. So I mean, we see so many of these stories. That's the one thing that like I said, because there's a lot of rumors with the next CBA or whatever that they want the high school kids to be able to come out. And I think I think you listen. I feel like if you think you're ready, you should go pro. You shouldn't have to waste a year in college if you don't want to go to college. But there's going to be like I said, there's going to be a lot of guys who think that I'm going to be a top 5 pick. I'm going to make it no matter what, and then they're not going to get drafted and all that. So I hope if they do that, if they have a rule.
Can't they go to
the G League or
but some people are gonna think they beneath that.
Or if they don't get drafted, allow them to go to college. Allow them to go back to college or go to college.
But then you gotta think about it. because they're only going to have 12 to 15 roster spots. So because they're going to be on a select team.
Only 60.
So
right.
So the G League team. So it's not going to be like a migration per se. But like you said, if you're right, because you got to think about it, those spots are going to fill up quick. It's almost just like a scholarship, where it's like if you don't act fast, your option might have to just be going to the NBA, well, like you said, and then you get great feedback from the league. They'll tell you essentially where they're going to have you slotted.
They have the draft evaluation,
right? But then they're going to have guys like you said, Chris, where essentially, they just hating on me. I'm going to prove myself wrong. But then you end up going to Sacramento, and then you just you die in the NBA, essentially.
That's going to be tough if they decide to do that rule and bring back that rule. That's something that I worry about because, like you said, there's only 60 picks in the NBA.
Right.
There's only so many roster spots, and to think I think the amount of underclassmen in last year's draft, it was a crazy number. And remember, people still are going to want to go out guys who were in college for 2, 3, 4 years. Those veterans that could come in and plug and play. Because there's still value in those upper classes. That they could come in and play and know how to play the game. Because listen, you could think in high school you know how to play because you're the top recruit, but you may not know anything about basketball. You may not really know how to play basketball. You get hyped up. You get hyped up so big because you got 2 million followers on Instagram and half a million followers on Twitter and TikTok and all this. So you get your head gassed up like, oh, I'm nice. But you might just be a highlight reel. You may not have you might not really be good at basketball. You might not have your fundamentals are garbage. You can dunk.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty thing about LaMelo Ball, where at first we look on the surface, he was like that 3 years ago, where we were like, okay, well, he's just gonna be this hype machine. But like, I like the fact that he did go overseas and get humbled. He had a couple bad years to
But he also was like 16 years old, and they his father put him in overseas when he was.
But that's good though. Because that got him better. Because just imagine if he would have stayed in Chino Hills and doing BS like he was doing, like scoring 90 points and doing all this BS.
I'll tell you a story. Mm-hmm. You know Hamidou Diallo from the Thunder?
Yes. He's Queens.
Right. So over here he's from Left Rack. Over here in Forest Hills, there's a school, junior high school 190, Russell Sage, and there's a after school program there, where like they do open runs to play basketball. Before he blew up or anything, he used to play there, all the time at night, because I was working and I also played ball. I played with him a couple of times. He has an older brother, and funny story, it was his older brother, the one who was supposed to make it to the league. He was the one like, oh yeah, you're gonna make it. And his head got too big, and he ended up not making it. His younger brother Hamidou is the one who made it because he kept us in on streak.
And that's the problem too. A lot of times these coaches aren't on their side because the coaches have something to gain by promoting their kid. So they don't want to be honest, like, what I mean? Like even around here, like our local high school teams, like we have he'll probably be a Hall of Fame high school coach down the road here from Zanesville, Ohio. And that dude had a Nike contract. You know what I mean? So
right.
The AAU circuit is tough to sell your kids, to stuff like, well, Jelani, I mean, what year you coach, Jelani?
Oh, right now, 8th, 7th grade.
Oh, yeah, you're in the AAU circuit.
Yeah, so you're right in. You see it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you
and
just said,
it's
have a agenda.
It's wild, man. It's wild, man. And you get shoe companies involved, Nike.
Yeah.
And that's why it was fun, and it's funny because I always used to say, like, why did NC State get like these good recruits? Like, and then you look at Dennis Smith, he went to an Adidas camp. Like all these guys that they had back to back, and I'm like, that's why. I think Cat Barber was a part of it too. And you're like,
they're getting something. They're getting something to go to.
That's I'm thinking. I say, who like the third wheel of a triangle getting good recruits? How?
Yeah, for real, exactly right. NC State,
like what?
Like, come on,
right?
Like, it's just how basketball is, man. It's crazy how much has changed the AAU circuit, and the league has gotten so young too, man. I mean, we're talking about like Julius Randle's 25 and he's a vet. Like, damn,
He's
like,
old. Like he's old.
Like old. Like he's old. Like they're like,
Ain't
yo,
that
he's
something?
old, man. He's past his like he might be.
He's past his prime.
I'm like past his prime. He's 25. What are you talking about?
And it's funny because I be thinking to myself because I remember because I think I looked
at too. Obi Toppin. They talking about him like, oh, he's 22 years old, man. He's old, man. I don't know. I don't know about.
I'm like, huh?
What are you talking about? That sounds ridiculous.
I'm like, he's like Jason Tatum's age.
Yeah, like, if you're thinking like, if your base is off Obi Toppin, if you have him low, it's because of his age. That's silly. I think that's just absolutely silly. You could talk about his defense and whether you think, playing in a small conference, it might not translate. But the fact that you think that I think Jelani's cat's in the way. Is that a cat?
Yeah.
Jelani's cat is taking over. Talking about
a black cat. Oh God.
But we talking about
a Knicks fan.
Oh, fired.
Damn.
She's probably a little bit of good luck. It's
age. That age thing is like it's crazy.
I know it's weird because like it's funny because I looked at it like a situation like when Tim Duncan was the player of the year.
He was a 4-year player.
Right? But then we look. Then we look at 2017 when Frank Mason won the same award at Kansas, and we were like, "Oh God, he's 23 years old." Like Steven said, a scarlet letter.
You look at guys like Marcus Howard,
yes, from Marquette.
Dude from Marquette, and the other guy from Seton Hall. I can't think of his name. We think
Powell,
about guys like
Powell, Javon, Powell. I forgot his first. Yeah, Miles Powell. Powell.
Guys like that who dudes are averaging like 30 points a game, and we're like, like
right.
Why?
What?
Why is that like Buddy Hield? Like Buddy Hield too. That was the thing with him. Like, his age.
He's old, right? I'm like, huh?
He's producing though,
right? And that's
I'm like look at Brandon Ingram. Like it took him like 4 years before he developed. 4 years. But he was 19. But we got to take him because he's young and he could develop. But it took him a while to get him there. Like it took him 4 years. But you got to let those guys develop. Well, yet those 23-year-olds already they could come in and instant impact. So why do we devalue because the guy's age?
Because what we do, we see other situations. Like we look at like what's going on with Luka. Now we expect everyone that's 21 years old to have a triple double.
That's exactly right.
That's not how it works.
That's 1 in a million too.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, that's only
right. That's what it comes down to.
It's really a once in a generation. That's a once in a generation type of talent because you got to think about it. Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, somebody in this draft is gonna take a European player and say, "Yeah, he's gonna be our next Luka." They're gonna put that person on
international guys now,
and that's what
he's gonna be Luka. And then when he's not Luka, he's like, "Oh, he's a bust." But let him develop.
And that was one of my biggest analysis when they talked about Melo not going to Detroit. Because you got to think about it. We came off of Dirk Nowitzki being drafted 5 years earlier. The international, it's a copycat league, and that's what I said. I was like, why? But I was like, we got to remember this 2003. Well, we were just coming off Dirk Nowitzki having those pretty much busting out in the league and doing his thing, and he was coming to prominence even at that time.
It took him time to develop.
It took him time to develop, but then right around that time, about 2001, 2002, you're like, he's gonna be elusive. And now you look at what happened. It's all of it. Now we're doing with the one and done. Now that's the trend. But then we're probably right.
He got traded. They traded him. Phoenix traded him. And then we need him back. We got to get him back.
Right.
But it's all about patience. I feel like we're in the NBA. Mm-hmm. One thing I don't like about the youth is that they get very impatient. We have to be patient with guys. I hear being in New York, you hear about RJ. He's not going to be good. It's how can you say he's not going to be good?
Right.
He only shot 30%. It's but yeah, you look at the system. He was playing under Fizdale. Then he had another different coach. Look at the spacing. He didn't have a lack of spacing. He didn't have. And he's 19 years old.
Oh,
because then you look at Zion, and Zion had instant success when he played. I'm Zion had success. But Zion's playing with Brandon Ingram, PJ Redick. He's playing with a bunch of guys that can play basketball.
And better coaching.
No patience. Look at what they did. Look at what they did to Kyle Korver when they drafted him. You know, he was
Right.
traded for money for a printer. You guys have
TJ
heard
Warren.
that story, right?
Yeah, T.J. Warren, right?
TJ Warren. Look, cast considerations. There's no patience for these guys. Like, you
there's
got to
no
produce
patience.
right away.
And we're throwing these guys away that literally would be in college. You saying like RJ Barrett?
Brandon
He would
Ingram
have
be a senior.
been right.
Look at Harrison Barnes, man.
Yeah,
that happened.
but
Look
yeah,
what
Harrison
happened.
Barnes, and but he went to bed in the NBA Finals. That's my
He
nephew,
went to the
but
wrong. The problem with Harrison Barnes is he went to the wrong Carolina school.
what? No, he didn't. No,
He should have went to.
no,
if
he went
to,
where he belonged.
He would have been way better. He coached K.
No.
You know, he coached to get some guys ready. But
No,
you know,
Harrison-
hit,
But he just went to bed in the NBA Finals that in 16. But other than that, I mean, he's had a stellar
That's the
career.
best thing that happened to the Warriors, though. Bro.
Yeah, because now Kevin Durant, right? They insert Kevin Durant, right?
I
Right.
mean, the youth of this league, we got to be more
I
patient
know
with these
it's
guys.
amazing, right?
Throw them away, and like look at Markel
quickly.
Fultz. Like, you know,
Right.
Sixers throw him away, and then boom,
Yeah.
he goes to Orlando and he has a resurgence, and he
It's
looks
right.
he looks like a player. Like he looks
He
like
playing
he
his
belongs.
league. He's not a
He
bust.
looked good today.
He's not a bust.
Hey, he's not a
He
bust.
was in the Sixers. He was considered like at one point. I'm like, yo, he might be one of the biggest busts ever. Like him and Anthony Bennett were like, what? Who's worse?
Right, it's right.
When you're in Anthony Bennett, like bust territory, you're bad.
You're bad,
And he was all
right?
that hard, but we let him. He goes somewhere else where they know how to develop
A
guys.
clean slate, right?
Right? Look at him now. Like he's doing something. So we have to let these guys develop. Man.
And they
have
got
to.
two. They got two. Look at Michael Carter Williams, because he went
Yes.
from rookie
He's
of the
solid- he's
year.
been solid- he's solid
Yes.
the bubble too.
He went from
Yes.
rookie of the year to like his career was going a bit downhill, and now
And
now
then
Orlando
then he
is
went to
playing-
Chicago. Yeah, then he went to Chicago and fizzled out. And we had it for a little while, right?
He finds a role as a backup guard, and he's killing it in his role. You know?
Right.
He finds the role. So it's all about.
and he almost ripped Anthony Davis' eye out his socket.
Yeah. Even just look at it, a great example of just
Sometimes-
development is like me and Coach watch Jimmy Butler. You know his whole career.
Right,
in
right.
Chicago.
Mhm.
Like every
Yep.
year, you're like, man, this guy's
got
really
better.
bugging LeBron. This guy's pretty good. Next thing, I mean, he's the star.
All
And what impressed me with him, because remember when we drafted him, he was more of a like, he's going to be our perimeter
Yeah.
defender.
Yeah.
And he's now an elite scorer in this
Yeah.
league.
And he turned into a monster, but we didn't see that
developed
coming.
very well.
Giannis, look at
I'm
Giannis.
really proud of his
Giannis,
development.
bro,
Right,
this
Giannis.
kid is like-
Yeah, Giannis was just a
Yeah.
He was very patient.
And then like year 4, boom. And
I
then look
say,
at him
I
now.
remember because I remember his rookie year. He had flashes. I was like, who is this guy in the Ray Allen jersey?
Exactly. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. So
I
like,
what?
you're like,
I
okay,
remember
okay.
Yeah, because y'all remember when
when Clyde used to butcher his name those first couple of years.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but it's all about patience. Because imagine if Milwaukee said, "Nah."
When it used to be Knicks.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Imagine if they said after year 1, Milwaukee was like, Giannis, he ain't gonna be nothing. Let's just trade him. Imagine.
man, they made the biggest mistake in their franchise history.
But they were patient. Like, no, we're
Right.
gonna invest time into him because we believe in him. And bam, you got yourself a back-to-back MVP.
Toronto with Pascal Siakam.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at them now.
He was in
Yeah.
the G League. He was in the
Right.
G League. Fred VanVleet.
That whole team.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
He was
That
supposed to be the
whole
best
team-
player on Wichita State, the Conference League. Like it was supposed to be Clay Anthony early. You know,
Yes.
he was supposed to be the best player. He got
That was your
drafted by-
boy.
Yeah,
that,
Nick.
that team is the embodiment. That team is the embodiment of proper player development. The
Right.
Raptors. Look,
Yes.
OG and OB.
Obi,
Oh, gee, yeah, because he's next up.
Siakam,
Even Powell. Even Powell's a nice player.
Chris
Yeah,
Boucher,
Chris Boucher.
Boucher, Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Norman Powell,
even their
Norman
head
Powell.
coach
Norman Powell hit some big
My-
shots in our last game. Yeah.
My
Nick Nurse
cousin.
came from the
That's your cousin, right?
Nah.
Nick Nurse came from the G League.
Nick Nurse.
Yeah, yes,
They
yes.
developed their
Nick
next
Nurse came out of the G
next
League.
coach in the wings. So
And then their anchor, Masai Ujiri, which, and it's funny because I would be real with you because I was like, why would you fire Dwayne Casey? But that lets you know at the end of the day, you have to make these type of decisions that looks crazy on the surface, but pays dividends in the long run.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I remember he looked crazy because how Dwayne Casey wins the Coach of the Year and then he gets fired. You know, he's a coaching free agent. So, you know, when he get their award, but it just and that's what it said. It ultimately boils down to that, and that's just it's just talent, man. It's just like you said, just being patient.
Yep. So we got a question on there about what we think about the Magic. I think the Magic. Our fighters, they got a nice nucleus. I think they're just overmatched this series, but that's
they up and coming. I definitely, I'm hoping like a guy like Jonathan Isaac's bounce back. I think he's good.
That was.
I'm hoping I want to see a lot more of Mo Bamba. I hope.
He's been a disappointment.
He's been a really disappointment. Like I said, he's more famous for the song than actually his play on the court. Which
I go,
with the.
But you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go.
They're not coming out of this round.
They're not coming out of this round, but then I like them solidly.
The Lakers are looking like they're gonna take this one for sure.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh yeah, because they had to. They had to. Like,
that's why you couldn't get too excited over because we saw it last year. Orlando beat the Raptors in game one.
And that's what I said last. That's what I said on the pod. Right.
You can't get too excited
about a game one.
But
because everybody was writing off Milwaukee. I'm like, no. I mean, not this series. I mean, maybe next round, but
this series. Exactly. If you want to talk about them versus Miami, okay, but them versus they're gonna win the next.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I'm here for that Miami series if that happens.
Oh,
yes.
I'm in. I am in.
Who is Jimmy Butler getting in a fight with?
Yeah, exactly. It's such a weird
Giannis, listen,
Jimmy does not care.
Have you seen?
I love.
He's been a little testy.
You know what? I kind of like.
He headbutted Mo Wagner from the Michigan man. The Michigan man.
Everybody wants to headbutt him.
Yeah. But I like it. But Jimmy, that's what I love about Jimmy in Chicago because Jimmy was like him and Joe Kim. They weren't scared. Like I loved him so much because
I love that team,
everybody was so like kissing LeBron rings. I'm like, no, he's our competitor. He's in our division. We can't be just
heroes, man.
And I'm just like I love like that. And then I loved how he stood up for Duncan Robinson. Jerry, what's his name again from Progressive? Yeah, and like I'm saying, and that's what I like about that he stood up for him. You know, he stood up for his teammate. And I was like, that's what you want. You will run through a wall for a guy like Jimmy Butler.
That's what's really needed, man.
Because that's why they're in that predicament. That's right.
In the situation,
right? Because now they can get in styles and fits like with Joel Embiid and Simmons. They can get roughed up all they want. But then Jimmy's there. Jimmy, the big brother, that's like, look, you ain't gonna. That's like what he did with Chris Paul. He was like, look. You don't throw the ball at my guy, and I'm just like, and I love that about Jimmy. Like Jimmy, I love that.
I love that.
Yeah. And them guys gonna run through a wall for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's what Miami needed. And
he fits that personality. He fits their personality so much because those guys from the dirt, they from the mud. Like those guys, they ain't want like Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins. They want like number one picks. I'm just being honest. Right? These dudes was gritty. Tyler Hero, Bam, all them guys. Kendrick Nunn, them dudes from the dirt. Like
I'm pretty sure Jimmy made Cat and Wiggins cry a couple of times.
Hell yeah,
Wiggins,
exactly. Wiggins, yeah, absolutely, yeah, because right.
Jimmy's definitely doing his thing, and
he fits. I
can't wait for that series next series. That's gonna be
right.
Fun. But guys, this is fun though. I enjoyed this. This was definitely fun. We definitely we enjoyed the lottery. You know, obviously for me and Edgar for our Knicks, it didn't go the way we wanted to, but we expected that. You know,
we all know.
We all knew that was gonna happen.
We got to do our best with what we have now.
We got to do the best with what we got. We got the 8th pick. You know, Jeff and Couch got their Bulls got the 4th pick, and Jelaine, 6th pick, right, Jelaine, for your Hawks? 6th pick. So that's where
we'll be all right with that.
You know, the number 1 pick is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow. And
so it's gonna be interesting to see how they go about with theirs. But this, like I said, guys, this was fun. I appreciate everyone coming on. I appreciate everyone that watched because there was a lot of people who watched.
Yeah, no, good interaction tonight. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
Yes, it was
good
great.
interaction.
Yeah, appreciate
You know,
it.
I saw some at one point. We hit over, I think, over 100+ people at one point were watching.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I appreciate everyone who tuned in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, Periscope. You know, I appreciate all you guys watching this. You know, and watching us. You know, watching me and Edgar and you know, get upset about our New York Knicks. I know that's probably why most of y'all are watching, to see me be get upset. But it's this was fun. This was you know, like I said, I appreciate all you guys for coming on the show. I'm like I said, I'm happy to have you all guys a part of the network too, and doing your
Oh,
thing.
for sure. And thanks, Steven, for being on. Thanks, Mo, for watching. I hope you can hear this, brother, wherever you're at.
Shout out
Exactly.
to
And
Mo.
Cruz, man, when you catch up, man, we miss you.
Shout out
Yeah,
to the whole
yeah.
shout out to the whole squad. You know, Kieran for coming on.
Yeah, Kieran.
Kieran.
coming on.
Yeah.
For Steven, the newest member of the crew coming on. You know, we it feels like it's just the beginning of something dope here at the Off the Ball Network. We're doing something cool here, so we'll definitely have some definitely more content coming your way. But before we log off, just guys, you know, just mention whatever projects you got going on. That you got going on this week or whatever before we log off for the day. So, Couch, what you got going on?
Yes, sir. So this Couch Coach Live, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on the Couch Coach Live. We will continue our Power 5 Madness 2 conference
ACC's
preview.
playing
So
some football, so I don't know about
yeah,
to the back.
yeah.
I mean, the big
So we're gonna preview the SEC this week, and hopefully they don't get canceled next week.
Clemson, Miami National Championship.
Yes. So we'll preview the SEC, and then we got great shows next week, and just stay tuned, man. Couch Coach Live.
Yes, Jelani.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jelani Brown from the What the Game Means to Me podcast. You can follow me at WTGMTM podcast on Twitter. My podcast page on Instagram and Facebook actually is What the Game Means to Me as well. As for projects coming out, I mean, I dropped 2 new episodes like last week and this
good shows
week.
too.
Yeah, This interview, they are NCAA centered, NCAA based. So, like I said, interviewed a compliance guy, and then also one of my probably my first friend like ever that I ever made from childhood. Yeah,
Great interview. That was a
Henderson.
great interview.
Yeah,
Georgia Tech, right? The kid
Yeah, from Georgia Tech. Yeah,
Yeah.
nose tackle. So other than that, I'm probably gonna try to I'm trying to work around this basketball schedule, but finish off this NFL Smack Talks series. Gonna have AFC, NFC conferences, and then after that we'll do one-on-one Smack Talks.
Yeah, that's fun. That's cool stuff you did. I know.
And
That was fun.
You on the NFC run, right? The
Yes, I was in
NFC
NFC
Yeah.
East. Yes, I was
run.
on there.
We couldn't match Jason's in the intensity as
Yeah, and scaling takes.
yeah. I mean, I still can't believe Dak Prescott's gonna throw for what 6,000 yards and 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns. So,
I mean, that's a whole lot of yards for so little touchdowns. But I mean, we'll see what happens, Jason.
Exactly. But yeah, that's
Edgar, what you got going on, bro?
Yeah, first of all, you guys can follow me at UK City on Twitter. I want to put together some articles about the Knicks with Off the Ball podcast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Edgar on this week, and we're gonna talk about our Knicks and what we got going on. What's the next move for the Knicks and the draft, and we'll beat the press together. We'll talk about Mitchell Robinson's knees and his ACLs, and hopefully they don't get hurt.
They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. You don't want that.
Pray for that. But yeah, I'll have him on next week for sure. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I want to focus on some of the G leaders that we brought up. See what they can bring to the table. Maybe they can earn their way to a rotation spot with Tibbs. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, the type of guys that nobody really talks about, but can maybe make some noise when there's a young team. So,
Yeah.
I was trying to be on the Knicks Fan TV show maybe next week as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Knicks Fan TV has been doing their thing of late too. So I mean, they always do their thing, but yeah, that's on my bucket list. I gotta get on Knicks Fan TV, man. That's on my list.
No, without a doubt.
They're big time over here in New York City. I don't know if you guys ever heard.
They do good work.
They don't. He does the great stuff over there, and the whole crew, all the guys he has helps him. It's just tremendous. But yeah, Jeff, VP, what you got going on, man?
Oh man, football season's starting to heat up. So I got Jeff Needs Sports. I kind of switched over to that, but you can find Jeff Needs Sports on all the podcast networks. Just going to start talking, do some preseason stuff. I've been trying my hand at writing some articles for the Off the Ball Network, which is pretty. Really enjoying that. So basically just go to Off the Ball Network, go to the page. You'll find everyone. You'll find out what we're doing. Follow us on Twitter. You can see right there, JHunt006, and just support every one of these guys. It's they're all doing really, really good stuff, and
yes.
I'm super, super honored to be a part of it. Things are going great.
Yeah. And Edgar also helps out with the social media too, which is big time too. So I appreciate him helping out.
Yes, we do.
So, I appreciate all you guys, and you can find me Off the Ball Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that cool stuff. Off the Ball Podcast is available on all podcast platforms. I didn't have no projects this week. This was kind of my this is the one thing I was looking forward to. So I kind of just put all my investment on this. I didn't do no podcast. I was like, nah, my mind's focused on this, and like I said, I appreciate everyone who tuned in for us to talk for over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. I appreciate everyone staying, tuned, and like I said, watching my misery as I saw that we had the damn 8th pick, man. That still hurts, but we'll be fine. I think.
They'll do something with it.
I think that's why we got all the viewers. They just wanted to see me miserable. They knew. I hyped them up so much. I got so many LaMelo Ball and Nick uniforms, and I was destined to get the 8th pick. So that's my fault. I'm sorry, Knicks Nation. But but yeah, you go for obviously Off the Ball Network is got some everyone here has contributed. Writes some great articles. Been up, more articles are being written. Check out all the podcasts. Everyone here has dope podcasts, so you can find there. And excited about the future of the Off the Ball Network. Excited about working with you guys even more. And like I said, this was fun. Like I said, appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate you guys coming on. And let's hopefully the second annual draft show will be different, and maybe. Because
I don't plan on being
in 2K. I just played 2K to make me feel better. I won the lottery back-to-back years, and then I got Giannis, so I was feeling good. I was feeling good about myself. Obviously, phase 1 didn't go well. Winning the lottery this year in real life, but maybe Edgar, maybe just.
I don't plan on being in the lottery next year.
The Bulls might not be there. The Hawks might not be there, but damn well, we're going to be there. So,
hold it down,
damn well we'll be in the lottery again. So maybe next year. You know what? Next year's our year, then, bro.
Next year's definitely the year.
Our year. Knicks Nation.
Indeed.
Next, it's not. Forget it. Who cares? There's not even good players this year. Forget it, right? We don't want. We want Kate Cunningham or Jalen.
It's all about next year.
Green. Yeah, it's all about next year. We don't care. Whatever, right? 8th pick, we'll be fine.
Exactly.
But guys, like I said, this was fun. I appreciate all you guys. Number one thing, please be safe. Please be safe where you are.
Yes.
We still got the Rona out there, so it's not going away. So just be careful. Wear your mask. Stay away from a whole lot of people. And like I said, guys, thanks for being a part of this. The Off the Ball Network. I really appreciate all you guys, because without you guys, I couldn't do this. So I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate everyone. Kieran, Steven, Coach Fa, all the guys that were here, and all the guys, like I said, Mo, Cruz, everyone else a part of the network. That's
crazy, man.
So I appreciate all you guys, and peace. Good night.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas.
Later, fellas.
All right.